Warning: Josh is not an expert in any of the crap he talks about. He simply uses his head and does a lot of research so you, the audience, don't have to. Keep in mind, he doesn't know everything, so take the he says with a grain of salt. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast that'll change the world. I'm your host, Mr. Quarantino, and as you see here, I'm back here with my fellow friend, Mr. JJ Nelson. If you want to reintroduce yourself.
I'm the same person from last time, bro.
But yeah, so in this episode, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the fight world. It's been a lot of stuff since our last episode. I'd say first off, let's go ahead and get into it with Floyd versus Mayweather. What's your thoughts on that?
Sorry. Well, I expected that. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody expected that because Logan sorry again. Logan is obviously a pretty much bigger guy than Mayweather.
Used his weight a lot.
A plus 40-pound difference. You would say.
I think it was 30-pound difference.
That dude looked huge. I don't care what anyone said. I'm pretty sure it was like 30, 40 something pounds. It was pretty damn. It's a lot of weight over there. God damn. Sorry.
You got a little phlegm.
Oh, my shit's fucked up. But everyone said he knows how to use his weight. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be entertainment, like Mayweather said. So I'm pretty sure Logan knew that too. But they're both talking pretty big, and he wanted to knock him out, like he said, and I didn't see him really. I mean, okay, I guess he did try, but it was
saying Logan was saying he's gonna knock him out and try.
Yeah, he said he was gonna embarrass him and take everything it worked for. YouTuber's gonna take all that away, this and that, and I'm like, bro, I'm just looking at you shaking my head, like laughing in the back of my head, like, dude, no.
So I did feel like he did use his weight really good against him because he was able to every single time Floyd landed a power shot, Logan would clinch, and Floyd afterwards gave him a lot of credit for being good grappling.
Lots of hugging.
But yeah, it was
like,
I don't know. I wasn't anticipating it. I wasn't expecting a knockout, but I was anticipating that. I was going to anticipate Logan using his weight to go ahead and just kind of like constantly push on Floyd, especially because his wrestling background, he's going to have more grappling, and Floyd gave him kudos for that.
Yeah, the grappling and whatever, him being a wrestler. I'm sorry. I've never even seen Logan wrestle, so I can't really take.
He wrestled Paulo Costa. He did really good too.
He was surviving, but if it came down to the wire, who do you honestly think would win, Logan Paul or Paulo Costa?
Paulo Costa.
I think Paulo Costa would definitely end up pulling that shit out. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know,
it is Paulo Costa. He has the highest strikes, power strikes landed per minute.
It's a big dude. He was on a winning streak for a cool minute, minus the steroids. I'm not saying he does steroids, but that dude's pretty big. He's like we were talking about. I'm drinking this special juice or whatever. This juice, it's like he's holding it in like a canteen or whatever. It's like all orange or some shit. It's got some papaya, some shit in there.
Papaya seeds or whatever.
Some seeds in there, yeah. And I'm just like, what the hell? So you want the whole universe to believe that you're getting big off of this fucking juice? You're like, no. Like, I'm not buying that shit at all. I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm saying I'm just not buying that. You got to give me another bullshit excuse, bro, because that one ain't working.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
But to circle back with Logan, I was looking at the stats. What we do know with the stats between Logan and Floyd is that Logan threw over 100 jabs and over 100 power shots. He only landed 7 jabs and 21 power shots. Floyd, both threw.
I thought
Floyd and
0. I thought Logan threw 1 and Mayweather threw 7 in the first round.
I don't know what it was round per round.
He was jabbing, but he wasn't. That doesn't mean he was landing.
I don't know what it was round per round, but
keeping him away.
Overall fight, Logan threw over 100 jabs, over 100 power shots. He landed 7 jabs and then 21 power shots. Floyd threw less than 100.
He probably landed like 10 punches.
No, he landed 21 power shots and 7 jabs, and his accuracy was 16%. Floyd threw less than 100 jabs and less than 100 power shots. He landed 7 jabs, and then he landed 36 power shots, and his accuracy was, I think, like 20-30+%. So I think the stats for itself speak for itself.
I do know is that all Mayweather's stats and all his shit was like 30%. I just saw in a row 30%, 35%, 40%.
he was clearly
And then
dominating.
Logan
He
Paul's
was.
6%, 17%, 22%. Like, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
because he
Like
kept on throwing. He was
it's
constantly
nowhere
throwing.
in Mayweather's ballpark. That's what I'm saying. Like, clearly Mayweather said he was going to entertain or he was going to knock you out. And clearly, watching that fight, we know which decision he made. Like,
Yeah, he won. I feel like.
so how can you sit there as a Jake Paul bitch and say, not you, but I'm saying, like, how can you sit there and whoever follows this Jake Paul guy, I mean, sit here and say that, you know what I'm saying, like that he's like the guy to beat anybody. Like, no, I don't see any of that happening. Like, he's
And so and plus with the whole thing, they were both talking shit, saying that they were gonna knock each other out,
Jake
but they
Paul
both
said that his brother beat Mayweather. He beat your career. You
no,
see
he
that
didn't.
post he made?
No,
Jake
that
Paul
is
made
no. I
He's
don't
like,
know what
oh,
Jake
I got
was.
your career.
I don't know. Jake was watching, but
he got your career
because it's like
he got your career.
Yeah, Logan threw more strikes, but he missed almost all of them. He only landed 16% of the time. That plays a factor.
Shit,
You could throw as much as you want,
joke.
but it doesn't make a difference if it's not being effective and it's not landing. Like that flurry at the end of round 1 where Logan just threw out all technique and just started throwing from the hips and
He looked
everything.
like a little kid trying to get his money back at lunchtime.
Yeah, like Logan said on his podcast, he said he doesn't fight that way.
Remember that bully remember that big kid that slammed the shit out of that little skinny ass motherfucking kid.
Oh,
He's like
that went viral on YouTube.
That little skinny kid punched him. That's Jake Paul right there. That little skinny kid punching him, and like big kid picks his dumb ass up, slams that fool on his back, breaks his freaking neck. Everything fucking definitely shattered that ankle, because that kid over here doing the flamingo leg, like like
no idea where you're going the direction with this.
Like that kid was all messed up, dude. And the whole wrap it all out.
But
he broke his leg. He broke the kid that was being bullied broke the bully's leg.
And so you're making the comparison that the scrawny kid is Jake Paul and that big kid was Floyd Mayweather?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what that would be.
I can see that. But then with Logan Paul, he was saying on his podcast, like that flurry at the end of round 1, like he was saying that the whole point of it was to land like 1 out of 5. Well, I could see that, like you're just throwing stuff to be able to get something in to land it.
That's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, that works against you because it's only lowering your accuracy percentage and everything. You're wasting the energy. Yeah, you're landing 1 out of 5, but you're missing 4 out of 5, and those 4 out of 5 is eating up a lot of your energy, which is why you started seeing Logan Paul more on the back ropes in the later rounds. I give him respect for being able to survive all 8 rounds, for the fact that that was his second pro fight.
Let's go.
But I think let's
go 12 rounds.
Yeah, no, I don't think Logan would have lasted 12 rounds.
You don't know about them 12 rounds. I can go to Logan. Yeah. I can go to Logan and Jake. Like,
yeah, because
you don't know about them boxing gloves. Hey, you don't know about them 12 rounds though.
Yeah,
you don't know about them 12 rounds though.
Because
with a professional boxer, not a retired wrestler, retired NBA player, and freaking sucky ass crazy half talent YouTuber kid that thinks he could box. Like that kid is a goof. Like if I were to literally box that kid, he would get slept, starched, cold in literally under 30 seconds. I'm not even playing. Like, it is that easy. He just comes at you with this mentality like, oh, I'm just going to act like Hulk Hogan and just come at you crazy and just does his little dip, bink, and then you just uppercut him, and then you just
Are you talking about Logan Paul or
the
Jake?
Gibb guy?
Oh, Gibb?
Yeah.
Are you talking about his fight last night?
His innocent Gibb guy. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He beat that guy. That was one of his Jake Paul's fights.
Yeah, that was the second fight that was the fight before Nate Robinson.
That was the first one.
The first fight he did was against Deji, and then he fought Gibb, and then he fought Nate Robinson, then Askren, and now he's going to do Woodley.
Well, him and Deji's fight wasn't live. It wasn't pay-per-viewed. I haven't seen that one.
No, that was pay-per-view, but the fight took place over in UK.
Askren, Nate, and then the guy I was just talking about.
Gibb, yeah.
Gibb.
Yeah, the 4 people
who the fuck Deji is, because he's not 4-0.
So Deji is KSI's little brother. KSI is the one that fought Logan Paul originally. The 2 fights, the majority draw, and then KSI won on points. Deji and Jake fought on the same card that Logan and KSI fought on, and Jake won via corner stoppage because Deji's
Oh,
corner
is that
threw
what happened?
Talon. Yeah. And then after that, Jake wanted to fight KSI, but KSI was like, no, you're going to fight Gibb first. And so he fought Gibb and
Yeah,
then
he's like, you're gonna
TKO'd him
fight
in the
my
first
homie
round.
Gib, and Gib
And then
is
he
the
fought Nate Robinson,
fucking
then Ben Askren, and then now he's going to fight
craziest,
Woodley.
stupidest fighter I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life. And now he is gonna fight a real fighter, and now everyone's gonna see exactly if Jake Paul can box or not. Like straight up. Now everyone's questions are gonna be answered. Like literally, because everyone says fight a real fighter. Fight a real fighter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul's like, all right, I'll pat my record up with bums and shit. Okay, whatever. But now you're fighting someone who's real. Now you're fighting a mixed martial artist.
Yeah. Like he
Now
is
you're
on the
fighting
downward end of his career, but he's still
the
a former
real fucking
champion.
deal.
He was the legendary welterweight.
Tyron Woodley will go down in the Hall of Fame. He is a
Yeah.
5-time champ. You can't take that away from him. What the hell is Jake Paul? You have a little plastic toy fight night belt or a fight club
Mhm.
belt? Who the shit cares about what fight night? Like, are you kidding me right now? Who the hell gives a shit about fight night shit? Triller. No, that shit just barely started booming. Like literally, I mean, I give it its props. My hat's tipped off to you guys. Like the promotion, it's all right. But compared to all the rest, Showtime, Golden Boy, Mayweather Promotions, the UFC,
I still can't believe Jake Paul got signed to
Bellator?
Showtime.
Glory, one championship. There's so many better professional, more top rank, like D1 boxing, if you will, D1 boxing levels out there than fucking these little fight club and these little fight night, these little YouTube versus whoever you can fight nowadays. Like I don't understand that. Like literally now it's just clout chasing. I see money and clout chasing. Like it's
That's all it is. It's to get the views. It's like, yeah, let's beat each other up for fame and money.
Even if you get knocked the fuck out, Nate Robinson. But I mean, it's just like Nate Robinson thought he could hang. I mean, dude, Jake Paul's clearly a better boxer than you, and he's been doing it way more longer than you. Those are facts, and it showed. He was better than you also. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you're a good basketball player, but that's it. You're a good basketball player, bro.
Yeah.
You are not a boxer, clearly. And Jake Paul is barely even a boxer. Like, so it's like, come on now. We can't, now we got exhibitions going down. We got football players getting in there.
Oh, yeah, and then you were telling me about the celebrity fighting where Aaron Carter
Now
and
we
that
got
one other guy.
celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell's the referee.
It's just for money.
With
and
headgear?
it is kind of like deteriorating the
With headgear,
the traditional
ladies and
value
gentlemen,
of
with
the
headgear.
combat sports. It's kind of devaluing the traditional
An audience
concept of the combat
came-
sports because like
To see people paid money to come see people with headgear fight. If you wanted to go see that shit, you could take your ass down to a real motherfucking gym and go watch that shit on sparring day when people really fight for real.
Yep.
Sparring day. We really fight on sparring day. I know. I'm actually a fight. We really fight. Like it ain't no fucking.
you got
let's
to
put headgear on.
You got to spar.
No.
You got to spar with Kevin Navadad, who is a UFC fighter.
Yeah, Kevin.
He got you some pretty clean
hell of a champ, hell of an
body
animal.
shots, but yeah, it was like you were being good there.
Hell of an animal, man. Hell of a guy. Hell of a fighter. Really nice guy. Really fast. Rips the body. He knows how to fight for real. That dude's the real fucking deal.
Yeah,
And
but I feel like this will definitely for Jake Paul. This will be a because he's gradually picking up. Like Tyron Woodley, he's on a 4-fight losing streak. He got released from the UFC, and he just hasn't been the same since his loss against Kamaru Usman. But and then again, he still is a great fighter, and even against Vincent Luca,
can't
he
take
was
none of
still
that
like
from
trying
him.
to go for it. So I feel this will definitely be a good route for Jake Paul because it's going to be able to really determine whether or not he is that caliber of a fighter. Like Ben Askren, he was a world champion, but he was a wrestler primarily. Tyron Woodley, he's got power and he's got hands. He has a tendency to hold back, and he always just looks for that one punch knockout, but he's got hands.
We got to remember Robbie
Jake,
Lawler was one of the monsters in the division at middleweight.
You saw his
welterweight
fight against Roy McDonald.
He knocked that fool out in the first round in like like a minute or some
Yeah.
shit. Like literally,
The
it was
way he
quick
took out
with
Josh
a right hand. So
Koscheck.
let's just put Jake Paul in that situation. So let's just say Tyron Woodley walks out and does the same thing. What's stopping? Nothing except with a boxing glove. A boxing glove. So if anything, that's like a little more bang for your buck. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously not
I
because
feel
it's a boxing glove
if
instead of a
Jake Paul's able
4-ounce
to
glove.
if he's
Holes
able
in it.
to if he's able to beat Tyron Woodley, I think that's definitely going to garner a lot more respect because he's fighting.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because
Like
then he's really
100%.
fighting a more like calibrated world champion that's going to be more acute and more at least more. I'd say more accustomed to boxing.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, sorry.
I mean, there'll still be the naysayers because Tyron Woodley, he's on the downfall of his career since he's 4-0 or 4 losses straight right now, and like they're gonna keep on saying there's gonna be other fighters like fight a current active one, stuff like that, or like we were talking about like Tommy Fury or Mike Perry.
Tommy Fury is gonna be the next up and coming star. That boy is good. Is that
But
Tyson Fury's brother, right?
Yeah, it's Tyson Fury's younger brother.
For some reason, I thought it was his son. I'm like, dude, your son is like almost half your age, bro. Like, what is going on there?
I think
I found out it was his brother.
I think Jake Paul is gonna fight Tommy Fury next because he was talking about that after Woodley.
If he beats Woodley, don't talk about shit. Don't talk about that shit right now because
you don't want to look past it. You've seen what happens with multiple
you're gonna
fighters
give
before where
Woodley
they
more
look
of an
past.
incentive to beat your ass, dude. Like you already don't have. Like seriously, like dude, you're already got an ass whooping coming your way that you can't even fathom. You're fucking here making shit up about CTE. It's not true, dude. If it's not real and you never had it, like you supposedly said, and it was all bullshit, why did you post that? Why do you want the world to know that your brain is rattled? Why would you post shit like that, bro? Like that is like the dumbest shit. You're like letting people know, hey, if I get hit in the head more and more and more and more, you're gonna fuck me up, and I'm gonna be like Muhammad Ali. Keep fucking hitting me in the head. That's where my best shot is, my head. Don't fucking hit me in the body. Crack me in my head because I got CTE. Oh, you got brain. Like literally, some people are fucked up. Some boxers, you might fight some vindictive people that just want to go for instant kill shots. You might fight some people that literally just want to go in there and that just take joy in hurting people. They want to really hurt you.
People have died in the ring.
It happens. It could happen any minute. That's the risk you take every minute stepping in there.
And like I'm
take your life in your hands. Believe it or not.
I know Jake Paul. I don't doubt it in my mind. Jake Paul already has to some extent brain damage, but that's from all the stuff he does on YouTube. Like Logan Paul, he has brain damage from all the stunts and everything that he's done. So, and that was before he even stepped into boxing at all. So I don't doubt that they would have like some brain trauma to an extent. But yeah, the CTE thing, you can't determine that until after the person passes away.
Like, well, he said he went to it. I saw a video on it on Instagram.
Yeah, I did too. He talked about it in like a press conference.
It was like one of his little personal videos. Like he was just like on like a cat. He was like on a bed on a CAT scan, and he was just like laying down, and he was going in there. And
I didn't see that.
And then it showed like an aftermath of his brain waves, like a CAT scan of his brain, pretty much. And it showed like. He's like, oh, I think I have CTE. It's like, dude, you think you have CTE? What the fuck? Or do you have CTE? And then he comes out, I never had CTE, this and that, and that.
Good.
Then don't post.
And I'm pretty sure he just didn't know what CTE was at the time.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And I would. Oh man, if you offered me, like, dude, I'll fucking beat your ass for free, bro. Jake Paul, I would love to get that opportunity. Hell fucking yes. Are you bigger than me? Hell fucking yes. Are you probably stronger than me? Maybe. Are you a little bigger than me? Probably. But guess what? I'm 10,000 times faster, and I'd still whoop your fucking ass, dude. Any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Like, literally. And I really don't give a shit where. Like, I really don't care how much money, no money, whatever, dude. Like, literally, you will get destroyed. Like, just to shut you. You are not a real fighter through my eyes at all. I don't care what you say. Like, that's just how I feel. You are not. You do YouTube.
I feel like he is like he's progressing. He is developing as a fighter.
A Disney Gucci bag. He's trying to flaunt. He's trying to flex a Disney Gucci bag.
I thought that was kind of funny when he did the face off with Woodley and he had the Gucci bag. That was all the Disney theme.
What part of that fit do you think is cool, bro?
Well, so that was the kind of the whole point of the trash talk. Like that, I thought that was the trash talking part that I thought was
Disneyland for kids.
Well, hold on. So that part with Jake Paul wearing the Disney Gucci and everything, that was on purpose. And that was actually clever on his part. Because it's boasting the whole concept and the fear in Tyron Woodley is like, oh, shit, am I going to get knocked out by a Disney kid?
I don't think he had that mentality at all. When he was
maybe not Tyron, but that's what Jake was going for.
Was chanting, I'll beat your ass.
That's what Jake was going for. So I feel like that was clever. He just didn't win in the exchange because Tyron already has the backing.
He can't win in no exchange. Look at his exchange with Ben Askren.
Oh yeah, I
It's a
know.
fucking joke.
He
Like
just he needs to
dude.
keep on proving his
If so,
trash talk. That the Disney
yeah,
thing right there with like you're gonna get knocked out by a Disney kid. That's a clever thing because the performance anxiety has gotten to Tyron Woodley before, and if he could get into Tyron's head about the whole a Disney kid knocking you out, then that could play a factor because the whole mental warfare, like with we saw with McGregor versus Aldo.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna no because literally he's over here like I'm gonna not. Tyron Woodley's not that kind of guy, especially to Jake Paul. Jake Paul's a YouTuber, also you gotta understand. Jake Paul's a YouTuber. He realizes that, and also in his mind, he has to be thinking, "Am I? I'm not gonna lose to no YouTuber. It's just not gonna happen." Like Mayweather. Mayweather
Yeah, and
said
that
no
raises the
YouTuber gonna
stakes.
beat me, and
That
obviously
raises
that
the
never
stakes.
happened. So it's like Woodley's like, oh, like in his mind, like that's not gonna happen. Like there's no way that's I'm not. This guy ain't gonna beat me. So you're just making yourself look more like a bitch. Like yeah, Disney, just keep making me think you're more like a bitch, dude. Literally, the little kid Disney bitch. I'm gonna be a little kid Disney bitch.
I mean, hey, if Jake pulls off the W against Woodley, then
then you know what?
The Disney kid is gonna have some
I'll
hands.
recognize. I will acknowledge him if he beats Woodley, but
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. I'm 100% Woodley right now, and that is literally never going to change until you literally Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley, and that is not going to happen. I think it's going to be the other way around for Jake.
So I've been right on my predictions on pretty much every single one of Tyron's fights after Usman. Like
every one of his losses.
Yeah, I was right on all three of them
man.
because I already knew
That's
that he was
cap.
just on the downward end. Like his overall performance against Usman, he wasn't there. So I'm gonna have. I hope Woodley wins, but I'm gonna have to give it to Jake. I think Jake is gonna be able to pull the W in this.
Oh man!
But we'll see August 28th. We'll see August 28th, where we're gonna see Jake Paul, the Disney kid, clap back at Tyron and really get W under his belt and get some respect? Or are we going to see Tyron knock the lights out on Jake Paul and finally end the hype train? We'll see, though.
You got it right the second time, my friend. Rod nail on the head.
So what I wanted to really break down with you is I was watching Logan's newest episode on Impulsive. I didn't get all the way through it. I watched the majority of it, but there's a section that he was talking about, or he was comparing his performance against Floyd with Conor McGregor. So I really wanted to break that down because I feel like that's a very flawed argument to try to compare to Conor. Because first off, we already talked about before, Logan Paul only landed a total of 28 strikes between jabs and power shots, and he threw over 100 each, so that's nearly 300 strikes. Conor McGregor threw over 400 and landed
threw the most out of any opponent Mayweather's ever fought.
He also landed more than Pacquiao. Pacquiao landed a total of like 89 strikes against Floyd across 12 rounds, or however long he lasted. Conor landed over 110, and he threw over 400 strikes.
So that's like, if that's not blowing Pacquiao, or a professional boxer, real fighter, out of the water, then I don't know what the fuck is, man.
I can't say that trying to compare Logan to Conor in that aspect is a good idea, especially because keep in mind, Conor threw and landed more while he was at the same weight as Floyd and before old age started kicking in. Logan came in 30 pounds heavier and a lot taller against 44-year-old Floyd, who has age kicking in. So no matter what, Conor's performance is always going to be better.
Like, what, 23, 27 or some shit?
Yeah, he's 26.
26? Yeah, some shit like
he's
that.
He's just our age.
He's like, what, 43 or something like that?
He's 44.
44?
And when him and Conor fought, Floyd was still in his 30s, right?
No, he was like 40.
No, because it's been more than 4 years since they fought.
In the press conference, Conor was like, he was saying some shit like, dude, you're 40 years of age.
Well, I think it's because Floyd was like 38, 39 at the time, because that fight happened like 5 plus 6 years ago.
Borderline 40, because I'm pretty sure he was there. Connor was dogging him on his age and shit.
Yeah, because he was creeping up on that age.
You're a 40-year-old man. Yeah, like, he was literally.
You just can't draw that comparison, because the fact that Conor landed and threw more and outperformed him in just doing the 8 rounds only, he threw more and landed more. And Conor didn't have the 30 pound weight advantage. He was at the same weight as Floyd.
Barely.
Yeah, and Logan, he had a 30 pound weight advantage.
Conor was like,
with the wrestling background, so he kept on grappling.
160 something. Conor was like
Yeah, Connor was the same weight
He's
as
like
Floyd, which is like
160.
yeah, like 160, like 155,
Floyd was like
160.
158, 59. He was like one.
Yeah.
Connor was like 165 or some shit, and then Floyd was like 160,
Yeah, they
159.
were just about the same,
They
but
were
not the
literally.
drastic difference
It
with
wasn't
Logan
even a.
Paul.
It was. I don't think even think it
Yeah.
was a double digit.
And plus too
weight
with Conor
difference.
McGregor versus Floyd, you could clearly tell that Conor McGregor was going for the kill the entire time until he got completely gassed. Logan Paul, he looked like he was still trying to go at times, but it looked like he was more so just trying to survive.
100% survival
Yeah.
because, dude, if you really wanted to knock this dude out like you said you would have literally tried.
Yeah,
Like you tried
and that
in the
he
first
needs to eat the
round, and
criticism
then
on the shit talking too,
it
because he was boasting he was going to do all this stuff to Floyd, and vice versa. Floyd was going to do all this stuff and everything, but both of their trash talking fell short, and they just gotta eat it on that. They didn't do what they say they were going to do, and there were a lot of boxing fans that were upset about it too.
Mayweather kind of did do what he said he was going to do, in my opinion, because he said, I'm going to either entertain or I'm going to knock him out in the first round. Let's be honest. If Floyd Mayweather wanted to knock you out, he's going to fucking do it, okay?
Well, see, I think the age is I think this is
Like,
when the age is kicking in. He just couldn't do it. And plus,
I definitely
Logan,
think
he with
every punch he threw, he landed on Logan Paul. Every single, like damn near every punch. I didn't see one miss.
What? So and
he
Floyd
missed a little
did.
bit, okay, but
Floyd
I mean,
did say he was impressed by Logan. He said he was impressed by Logan, and it was the grappling part that impressed him because Logan was able to constantly wrap him up. So that's what canceled. That's what canceled out Floyd being able to knock him out. But it was just, I mean, it was good. Logan deserves a lot of respect for the fact that he lasted 8 rounds against the GOAT and didn't get knocked out. He's got to take the criticism for the flaws in it. Like that whole like flurry at the end of the first round, like that was no technique. He did say that's not how he fights, and I could recognize the nerves, especially against Floyd Mayweather. But it's like to circle back to now, the question is, who do we see as a better fighter? Jake Paul. Yeah, who do we see as has the best fighter so far? Jake Paul or Logan? Based off what we've seen so far. And based off the Floyd Mayweather fight, I'm saying Jake is the better fighter.
Jake, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I think Logan, he's going to be a lot better in MMA because that's more so what he was doing against Floyd, or what he was wanting to do instinctually.
One brother's gonna go and Jake's gonna go
boxing,
thrive in boxing.
And then Logan will thrive in MMA.
Mixed martial arts. Yes, that's what I think.
I think boxing really suits Jake. I think he fits into it well, but I feel like MMA
really
fits
well because it's like he's got the body shape. He's literally, if not as big, the same size as Paulo Costa, because they showed a comparison of both their arms. They're damn near the same.
Logan Paul and Paulo Costa.
Paulo Costa, tweeted a thing where he was like, "Are you drinking that juice?" He's like, "Are you drinking?" Oh shit, I'm sorry. Are you drinking that juice? Like, are you drinking my juice? Like he was referencing as in the juice he drinks. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm just like, at first when I saw it, I'm like, juice? Like, bro,
no.
are you talking about steroids, my guy? Are you talking about?
I feel Logan. I feel like he'll definitely be a better fighter in MMA, but not boxing. In boxing, Jake Paul is just better because you saw that little flurry at the end of the first round. No technique. When you see Jake fight, you see technique. Like, say what you want about him as a character and the things he's done and said or whatever, but when he's actually in there, he does use technique.
Yeah,
he's well coordinated.
The boxing point. You know what I'm saying?
He's well coordinated. Logan Paul not so much. Logan Paul looks like he just wants to scrap.
Paul's a boxer. But to put them both against each other, yes, Jake Paul is a better boxer.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, they are like two different worlds of fighting, obviously. Logan has zero fucking technique from after that performance. Literally jack shit. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I felt like I was watching a high school fight right there when he was going off on Mayweather like that.
And it was just all wrist. It was all wrist.
It was all wrist from the hip. And he just literally didn't land any of them.
Yeah, he landed like 1 out of 5, but then he wasted all that energy on the 4 out of 5.
Dude. 1 out of 20. He threw like 20, 30 punches right there in the last like 15 seconds and landed maybe 1 or 2 out of 30. That is such a shitty difference.
Yeah, like Logan, he said he doesn't actually fight like that, and I can understand to some extent nerves, but it's like, okay, so you still got to take the criticism. You can say that you don't actually fight like that, but we can only go based off what we see. What we see based off so far, there's not so much technique, and Jake is the better fighter. going based off seen so far. If Logan can show more training footage, sparring footage, get more fights,
Yeah,
and shows that improvement, that technique, then it's a different ball game. But we
because
got to see it first.
they both moved to Puerto Rico recently, so they're both.
Well,
They
Jake is in Miami, Florida, which is like right there next to Puerto Rico, and then Logan's
is
in
it
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
okay? Well, he moved to Puerto Rico. Yeah, they're both out there kicking it. So okay, I thought it was Jake Paul that lived out in Puerto Rico. Thought I saw some shit about him moving out to Puerto Rico, and then
No,
obviously
yeah, no,
Logan followed him.
Yeah, no, he bought a big ass mansion out in Miami. So like the fight, the Floyd versus Logan fight, that was out in Miami. So Logan
Right.
was out there, made it easy for him since Puerto Rico's right there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I just think if they want to be real, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that in quotes. If they want to be real boxers, they need to go to a good gym. They need to go to a high profile D1, if you will, gym. Like a gym that will literally sit your ass down and say, hey, we are disciplined motherfuckers up in here.
Not
And
going to
we
be
don't
yes men either.
Yeah, we're not yes men. We're not going to sit here and tell you, hey, take fights on short notice just to make money. No, if you want to do this for real and you're about this shit, you're going to be smart about it. You're going to go what we say. We're coaches. We've been doing this shit for years. Why we're coaches. It's like we're here. We got the reason why we own the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what they're talking about. So there's no reason for you to go back on what they say or argue with them or anything because they know what they're talking about. You don't know shit. They know.
Yeah.
They're doing this shit, not you. You're just doing the fighting. Because that is your passion and your love. That's their passion and their love.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and so
listen,
like they have like former world champions training them, but like you see, I'd say Jake is more visible with his sparring and training, so we see more of that. We see his development, but Logan, you just see like little bits here and there, but it honestly doesn't ever look great. It doesn't look like he's developing. Like I'm not acting like I'm a professional or expert
he's been
on this
boxing
stuff,
for a
but
minute, like he
yeah,
says.
but I've been watching this stuff long enough to at least understand
So,
the difference between
what's the show for
between
it? That
technique and
bullshit.
just recklessness.
You know what he has to show for his many, many years of boxing? That fight with Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean, he has good defense. He has great the fact that he lasted
fuck, what a joke.
considering Floyd is older and smaller, weighed a lot less.
Logan,
He
not
still
Mayweather.
shows good defense. Logan just needs to really develop his offense and keeping his hands up. Because like that was the thing constantly seeing throughout the fight. He just keeps his hands down, and you know, obviously he's focusing more on his agility and like being able to like head movement and everything.
and
but it's like
just
still,
keeping himself in
he
there,
keeps
man.
he keeps throwing from the hips,
Yeah.
and like like when I was going to the AZ Combat Sports, the gym there, every single time I start to put my hands down, put them up.
Yeah,
It's
they
always
remind
keep your
you
hands
real
up. Never
quick.
throw from the hips because you leave yourself open. And that's how Floyd kept on catching him. That's why he kept on landing 36 power strikes.
Don't get
He'd
me
do the
wrong.
pull
There are
counter.
some fighters who can, excuse me, fight from the hip.
Yeah.
There are some fighters who can fight from the hip and do it all day long. A lot of people do it now. There are some names out there I can't remember right now, but there are people out there who can do that shit.
Yeah, but it's
if
not
you're
everybody
not-
that
yeah,
can.
but if it's not your cup of tea, don't even try it, bro. It don't make
Mhm.
no sense. You're gonna look stupid, and when you do that, you're expected to win. So don't do that because
Yeah.
you're gonna humiliate yourself, and it's gonna be horrible night for you. So do not do that if you do not literally practice that shit on a day-to-day basis. Oh, I saw this on TV, so I wanted to give it a shot in my fight. No, you need to literally practice this shit day in and day out so you can get this shit muscle memory in your damn body.
and
That's what you need to do.
And with Tyson Fury calling out, if in the hypothetical Logan and Tyson actually fought, Tyson is going to be a lot.
When did Tyson Fury call out?
It was like a day after their
Really?
fight ended. Yeah, but if Tyson and Logan fought, Logan throwing from the hips, he's gonna pay a lot more getting hit from Tyson Fury, who's a heavyweight, versus Floyd Mayweather, who's 155 pounds.
I just think
So if
Tyson
he keeps
Fury
on
would
throwing
clean
from the
his
hips
clock.
like
I mean,
that, and he
that's a
fights somebody
no-brainer right
bigger,
there.
he's gonna get rocked bad.
That's a no-brainer.
Mhm.
Like literally, that's like, dude. No, bro. Don't even fuck around with Tyson Fury. He will literally put you in retirement with
The fact that he
4 fights in your career, bro.
yeah,
Like,
the fact that he TKO'd
No, don't
Deontay
do that.
Wilder, who's a
do
freaking
that.
animal.
yeah, when they get the rematch, and we'll see. That's all I'm gonna say.
What, Tyson Fury versus Deontay
Wilder, his sparring sessions, and him training because I follow him too. That's the
Oh
man.
yeah, I've been
That's
watching
the
him
man.
too.
That's the bronze bomber. Oh, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like,
He's a freaking animal.
he's strong as fuck, powerful, only man I know that could put you one and done, heavyweight, fast as shit, agile, can move and take damage too. You know what I'm saying? Just like Tyson Fury took like some bombs, knocked his ass down. Who's to say, arguably to say he knocked him out with the first punch, and then when he hit the ground, he woke up. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a pretty hard fucking punch from the bronze
Yeah.
bomber.
I don't
You know
know
what I'm
how
saying?
the
Like, he
trilogy
is
fight would work out with
the
Tyson
guy.
Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I'd kind of want to edge it towards Tyson Fury because I feel like he's just going to be more dominant. But I feel like Deontay Wilder, just being the monster he is, I feel like he's going to pull something out. And he's
with
not going to
that
make the same
Tommy
mistake or use the
Fury,
same
he
excuse
can't-
of weight of using too much, that his whole walkout outfit, like, blaming that and all the weight that I put on him and making him tired. I hope he doesn't do that again.
Tommy Fury doesn't have a snowflake chance in hell against that boy, man. I just
You
think
mean Tyson Fury?
I mean, sorry, Tommy Fury.
No, Tyson Fury.
No, but I was just saying I was talking about Tommy Fury doesn't have
Oh.
a snowball flake chance in hell to fight Deontay Wilder. Like that's just he'll
Oh
kill
yeah, so
you,
Tommy
dude.
Fury, he's still
Like,
developing.
He would just literally obliterate your fucking life, dude. Like he's too strong for you. You might get a few times, but you aren't strong enough to knock him out. You have to be bigger than him.
Tommy Fury
or
isn't his
same
brother's
size.
level. Yeah, he's still, and he said it openly. He's like openly discussed in his last fight. You know, I'm here, I'm improving, I'm learning. I'm not acting like I'm the best, but I'm here and I'm getting better.
And that's good because it's good. At least he's like saying he's improving instead of saying who he could beat and
Yeah,
how he could beat people, and he's the best knockout artist in the world. Like making statements, bold statements that literally no one literally would take on, like, you know what I'm saying, under, you know, like we haven't really seen you knock no one out, so I can't really sit here and believe you're a knockout artist if you were to say that. So excuse me if I don't take your word for it, but until you literally comatose somebody, I will not think you are a knockout artist, just if you were to say that. Just
and you're
saying.
referring to Tommy Fury if he
Yes.
was to boast like that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
why I like he's being
Correct.
humble right now with his development. That's
Very.
the very smart track, especially
Very.
if he wants to line up a fight against Jake Paul. That's going to be the best theme for the promotion. Jake Paul, the problem child, who's going to be fighting Tommy Fury, who's going to be a pretty humble guy. It's going to be like Ben Askren again, but the difference is that Tommy Fury's going to be a lot bigger, a lot more experienced in boxing.
Faster, way better,
A lot
actually,
younger.
in a real boxer.
Not coming off of hip surgery.
Real boxer too, by the way. Real boxer. Tommy Fury's a real boxer, not retired, fat, or an NBA player or YouTuber.
Yeah, he's an up-and-coming boxer with a lot of potential. And if Jake Paul could fight Tommy Fury, and if Jake Paul was to pull a W against Tommy Fury, like I'm saying it that right then and there, Jake Paul deserves all the respect that he is a fighter.
You guys got to give it
But
to
we
him
gotta
if he
see it
does
first.
that. Like,
We got to see it first.
Talk is cheap, man. Do that walking
Yeah.
first. But yeah, anyways, that Bryson Hall and Mick Broom, what's his name? Mick Broom.
Oh, you want to talk about the YouTube versus TikTok fights?
Is that what it is? Is
Yeah.
YouTube versus TikTok? I did not know about this shit though. But I mean,
I've been following it just for the sheer entertainment of just being able to talk about it, and because I was rooting so bad for Bryce Hall to lose, and he lost.
Oh
He
yeah, I
lost.
mean, in my opinion, I didn't see the fight. I mean, it wasn't like I sat down and watched this because I don't even like TikTok and all that shit as it is. So I sound like I would buy it, sit down and watch it.
Yeah,
so
you had to
I
go
just
back
watched
on
the
YouTube.
highlights
Yeah.
on the way over
Yeah, I
here,
would.
and I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I saw this Mick Broom guy, whatever
Austin
the
McBroom.
fucking name is, yeah, whatever his name is, or whatever he does. YouTube, is he the YouTube?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
I've
I never heard of him until this fight happened.
Never heard of this guy. I'm sorry. Never heard of this guy before ever.
Mhm.
And it's like he's in there and he's actually looking like he's pretty good. Like he could actually be a pretty good boxer. So
He
I'm like,
landed
damn.
29 power strikes on Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall only landed 10, and he kept on catching it with that straight left down the middle. And
He would do a straight right or a
Bryce's
straight
head
left.
kept on snapping back every time.
He would do a straight
like-
right or a straight left, and then he would just maybe throw a few jabs here and there.
And then Bryce
with
kept on
that
wanting to
hook,
pick
come
him
over
up.
with that hook. He missed a couple punches where I was like, whoo. I'm like, boy,
Mhm.
you that chin looking real nice and shiny, nice and glassy. God, like he was literally fucking that shit up, though. He was touching him. I like that. He was someone I've never seen box and a YouTuber. He's actually pretty good. He got some potential in the sport
Yeah.
for sure.
That's why I'm so happy that Bryce Hall Like, that's just karma right there for Bryce Hall, because all the dumb shit and all the shit talking he's doing, like, oh yeah, I've had 40 street fights. And then after he got TKO'd, he was like,
Man, that
I've
don't
never
mean
acted like I
shit.
said I've fought before.
Those are
Like
street
come on,
fights,
bro.
dog.
Eat your own words. But no, it's like a show. Like, Bryce was talking all this game and all this shit, and then McBroom just came in and dominated him. Like, it
Whooped
was
his
clear
dumb
from the
ass.
very
Skinny
beginning,
little fucking dumb
McBroom
little
was
fucking
better.
bowl cut hair ass.
Yeah, that's why I'm so happy. Like Bryce Hall is the TikTok version of Jake Paul, and so there are a lot of people that are rooting for Bryce to lose. I feel like this is karma. Like, he deserves this loss with all the shit talking and everything. Like,
And I
Austin,
haven't even heard
he
him
has his
shit
own
talk because
controversy.
it's like I wouldn't be able to take him seriously. This little skinny little motherfucker talking shit to
Yeah.
me. Like, dude, I already know I'm gonna beat your ass. Like,
Yeah,
but you can say, and they're gonna pay me to do it on a live pay-per-view platform. Like, everyone can see. I'm like, all right, shit, fuck it, I'm down, dude. I get paid to whoop this kid's ass for, like, I do it for nothing. Shit, over here on next to this Arby's. Like, literally, I don't give a fuck. But this, you want to pay me to beat this dude's ass on pay-per-view.
and they made a $1 million bet as well. Whoever knocked the other
yep,
person out
I
had
saw
to pay
that.
up. So
he got that million.
we're gonna see if Bryce is gonna pay up.
Bro, if you don't pay up,
I'm
beat
so
your ass
happy
again.
with that.
You better pay up. That ain't cool. You can't sit here and say that, talk all this shit and not eat your words. That's just not gonna fly with me. You can't sit here and not eat your words. Like, if you sit here and say you're gonna beat my ass, come beat my ass then. I'm still waiting. Come knock me out. Come tap me out. Come do all this shit you just said you were gonna do. And you're not doing it yet.
I
So
really
until
don't
then,
think
you need to shut your fucking mouth.
I really don't think Bryce, like, he talks all this shit about him being a fighter. He's not a fighter.
He probably can't even work a full 9 to 5. This dude probably does literally absolute nothing but sit at home and do YouTube and shit and TikTok, whatever the fuck he does. Doesn't even know about working, none of that shit, working hard. He just knows about handouts. That's what he knows about, because that's like, he looks like a little spoiled rich little bitch or some shit that everything's handed to him. So he just feel like he could talk some type of way to some people and not get away with it. Like, disrespecting people to their face, that's not gonna fly with people. I'm telling you right now. That
And then
not
he got
flying with people right now.
He got major controversy for when he posted on social media about him and his friends all ganging up and attacking or beating the shit out of these like 1 or 2 guys, and he got so much backlash for it. It's
some
like,
places,
this is
that's
the role
just how
model.
it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they jump people. That's just how it is. Their crew.
It's like, that's not right. And to, like, promote that,
I mean, I'm
and
not
for
really
the
trying
kids
to
that
promote
watch
that.
it,
And it's terrible, terrible promotion right there for kids to see that. And some kids right nowadays, our generation, they're getting smarter. They know how to use iPads, watch TV screens, use computers, use iPhones at a really young age. They know how to tap into YouTube and do stuff at a really young age. Got to be careful what you leave on the internet, because they know how to get into it and shit. Nowadays, they're really smart, and they watch some shit and they feel like they can do it. And then next thing you know, they're over here jumping off a bed on the little brother doing a flying elbow. Now he just broke little bro's ribs. Like, come on, dude. Like, where'd you see that from? TV, YouTube, my iPad. Like, no, bro. See, that's why you need to not be playing with that and get your ass outside.
John
Get
Cena
some
did it.
fresh air and goddamn vitamin C and D in your shit. You need to get some of that fresh air. Go on an adventure. You go outside. Go do something outside. Go enjoy nature. Go do something outside. Like, it's beautiful outside nowadays. It may be hot right now, but when it gets cooler, I know it gets a little nice and chilly, and I know a lot of people like that. So, I mean, Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
How do we get to Colorado?
Flagstaff. It's cold as shit up there. Snows and shit. All that shit is cold as
What
hell.
are we even talking about?
I mean,
Where did this topic even go?
It was just saying it's cold up in both those motherfuckers. We were talking about the topic at hand, and then it just went up to there. You know what I'm saying?
So we went from Bryce Hall versus Austin to Colorado, and it being cold in Flagstaff.
No, we did not. I was just moving it. I was just going off of the story to reflect on what we were talking about. But
I got you. I'm fucking with you.
Oh yeah, fuck. Early in the morning, fucking brain damage already.
You got the CTE going,
yeah,
bro?
I got the Jake Paul CTE going.
GP CTE.
I got the James Harden flagrant or the fucking LeBron James flopping
My God, yeah, I remember that meme going around. LeBron James, he's out for the game because of a sprained ankle. Then there's a hockey player who
got
who
fucking eliminated.
There's a hockey player
in the first round,
and then there's a hockey player who had his heart stop in the middle of a match, and then he gets brought back to life, and he's all like, "Can I play still?"
Yeah, dude. No,
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
no.
sit your ass down and go to sleep for a minute, man. You gotta
Yeah.
chill. You were fucked up. You
Mhm.
probably saw Jesus for a minute, so you need to relax.
Mhm. Oh, so and now, what do you think of the Gibb versus Taylor? I didn't see all of it. I saw some of the highlights, but
I'll be
I
honest with
agree.
you.
I feel like
I
Gibb
did
was
not
robbed.
watch that one. I did not watch that one because, like I said, I don't watch the TikTok and YouTube shit like that.
Mhm.
I don't really. I mean, I'm not really a fan of that. But if it was like an interesting one or a no name, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, or KSI, those are 3 names I know
Mhm.
for off the rip right there that are high name YouTubers. It's like I'll sit there and watch that, but not these guys. Like I don't know who these guys are. Gibb,
Yeah.
I watched one of your fights, bro. I did watch that his first one against Jake Paul, and that
Yeah, that
was
was a
fucking
horrible performance.
pitiful. I
He
don't
did a lot better against Holder. Like I agree that
The
Gibb
fact
was
that it
robbed on it.
lasted longer with that one guy, Jake Paul lasted longer, makes me even more of a reason to believe that you are not a boxer, bro. This guy, your boxing isn't even a boxer. Look at how he's standing. Look how he's moving up and down like a fucking nematode. Like this dude's literally like fucking meat, moving up and down and shit. Like literally just coming at him all crazy. Like, dude, I will literally uppercut the living shit out of you. Like literally, it'll be one and done. You'll be done in one round. I promise you. I promise you. That Gibb guy is trash. Like literally, that is not a boxer. That
I
is
feel like he's gotten a lot better.
someone who thinks they could fight.
He did a lot better. Like the majority draw, I agree that was controversial between
Majority
Gibb.
draw. Like
Yeah, Gibb and Taylor Holder. Like there's Robbed was going viral for a while because a lot of people agree that Gibb won the fight and that he got robbed.
that's what I should see. A lot of people said that Gibb was winning.
Yeah, based off what I saw, like Gibb was able
to.
to catch some like really clean left hooks, some rights, some really mean body shots, and like he
Gibb,
clipped
he
Taylor
may have evolved,
pretty
but
good.
he's still like nah. He
He
can't
still
hang with
has room for
professionals.
improvement. Yeah, he needs a lot more room
Nowhere
for improvement.
close.
Yeah, but
Not
then
even in the ballpark. You can.
oh,
Wear,
did
you
you
can
see
carry
the
my bag to the gym, bro.
yeah? Did you see the knockout between FaZe Jarvis and Michael Lee? That was good.
No,
That was
actually,
good.
I did not see that one either. So
That
I
was
don't know.
good. So, best way to explain how it was, you remember Jan Blachowicz versus Luke Rockhold, how Jan caught him with that like inside hook just in that small
He
exchange?
does a bunch of inside hooks. That dude's like a Viking warrior, bro. He comes at you
But
swinging,
yeah,
but
but how
precisely.
but how Jan Blachowicz, he caught him with that clean hook just exiting the exchange and Luke just dropped. That's what FaZe Jarvis did to Michael Lee. They were in a small exchange and he caught him with a clean inside right hook, and then Michael Lee just dropped.
He did a clean right over.
Yeah, he just dropped. It was clean. Like that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was probably the best knockout. Yeah,
really quick clean.
because they were just doing like a quick little just like exchange, throwing some wild shots, but then FaZe Jarvis got like a clean right hook in. Like that was probably the most beautiful knockout of the night.
Yeah, right. That's pretty sweet. Probably
Yeah.
pretty cool to watch. I probably will catch up on that later. But yeah, that's it doesn't take a lot to get knocked out, you know, especially if you hit a boxing glove and you get like a flash real quick. See them stars. You get hit with just as much force and velocity, that's a wrap.
Yes, sir.
One punch, it doesn't even need a combo. You can get knocked out, hit again, come back, knocked out, hit again, come back. You may get knocked out, hit the floor, and wake up like you were still knocked out though, or you may get just slept, stiff, starched, and you wake up like 10 minutes later. Yeah, you were fucked up.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's move on to UFC 263 because I was watching. I didn't get to see it live, but I was watching all the highlights and then the full fight breakdowns that are on YouTube and like what is streamed. Did you see it all? Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards.
I saw little bits and pieces of it, but I mainly watched. I was interested in the Vittori and Adesanya because of all the shit talk, the animosity, the emotion, all the
and the rematch with
I've never seen from both fighters, and I was intrigued. So I was like, okay. If anything, I'd probably, if I were to got off work late, if anything, I would probably want to watch the main event. I could still watch that. I got updates on Morano won, I guess, right? Morano and Edwards.
Brandon Moreno won via submission. I think it was like the second, third round. And he's actually the first Mexican-born UFC champion. Brandon Moreno.
I thought Henry Cejudo was.
No, he was born in the U.S. Brandon Moreno, he was born in Mexico. So like a lot of the UFC champions that are they're born in America and they have heritage in other countries. But Brandon Moreno,
bro.
He's the first Mexico-born champion.
Bag, bro. You're a nice guy. You're probably a really chill dude. Your English is actually very good.
Yeah,
like very good, and I can appreciate what you do for the sport, man.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really good win.
So has seen his story. He's came a long way. He was cut from the UFC.
Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, he was cut, and then he won a fight and then he got a title shot. Like literally, he won like
And now he's a champion.
Now he's a champion. So dreams can come true. You can do anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
This boy was cut and then had another chance. So it's not like never say never and never stop believing in your dreams.
Yeah, this is honestly a really great step because first off, it's a historical point for the first Mexico-born fighter to become a champion in the UFC, but that also the ripple effect that it's gonna have on his community where he's from, because that's only gonna increase more interest into the sport. That's gonna increase more interest in developing and for kids to motivate themselves and not be so into like being on the street doing drugs and all this extra getting criminal activity. Like the fact that that's gonna like be on their home turf,
right direction.
That's gonna it's gonna be a motivation to help like project kids in the right direction. So I think that's a really cool thing. It's a good historical thing for the UFC. I was surprised too with the fact that he got the submission on Figueroa.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it was a brawl.
Again?
It was a rear naked choke.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
In the first one, he almost got that rear naked choke again. He almost choked him out actually a couple different times, I guess. But Figueroa held it out pretty strong.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing, that's what's going to happen. But the second time around, I was expecting that Figueroa guy, or however you say his last name, to just put him away this time. You know, he's a good guy. I really honestly believed in him as a champion, and
I thought he was a pretty beast.
I thought he was a pretty good champion, but I guess
maybe he could come back in a trilogy
I guess he
fight.
had like the shorter reign than Ronda Rousey or some shit like that, or I saw on like Instagram or some shit. He had like a shorter reign than Ronda Rousey. He had like 21 days. Hers was like 56 or some shit like that. And I don't know. But I mean, it was just. You know, he was the better man that night, bro. In all fairness, he was the better man that night.
Kudos to Brandon. He did fantastic.
He wanted it more.
Kudos to you, and you deserve the belt, man. That's a great job.
Yeah, he wanted it more. That guy's a stud.
Yeah. Now, and then to circle back to the Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Honestly, that was such that fight, even though Nate Diaz lost, it only rose his stock. Like it was. He was getting dominated.
He always goes towards Nate Diaz. Yeah. It's the fucking 209 Ford
Stockton
kill
slap.
for 209 weed smoking Stockton slap motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean Leon Edwards, he was pretty dominant throughout the entire fight up until the last minute. It was only until the last minute of the 5th round that Nate Diaz caught him with a clean, just the same thing that Usman did.
He slapped him and then he fucking hooked him.
Yeah, same thing that Usman did to Jorge.
Bah, bah.
Boom, clean, and then Leon was just stumbling. I feel like if that would have gone
Bambi for a second there, and I'm like, dude,
if that fight would have
went,
yeah, I feel like Nate Diaz would have knocked him out if he had more time. I really feel like, and that's why, like the fact that Nate Diaz is getting dominated for 24 minutes out of it, and then he catches him clean at that last minute and almost took Leon out. Like, God damn, like so much respect and so much love for Nate Diaz. He's such a badass.
He's always ready to go
eating
to war.
so much punishment, so many shots. Like he was catching so many elbows from him.
I think he's the only motherfucker ever to eat shit like that in the 5th round and almost win it by a comeback like that.
Yeah,
getting your ass dominated
he's the only UFC fighter period to eat shots like that.
You were getting your ass whipped from round 1 to 5 or 1
but then
to 3,
that last minute
rounds.
comes in and he almost freaking took out Leon.
He just needed more time. I just give Nate more time.
If there's a 6th round,
Nate Diaz fight wins all the way. He just got so much built up scarring tissue and so much
he just bleeds so easily.
He's just got like, he bleeds a lot every single fight. Like he bleeds like an animal every single time he gets punched. Like his shit's so dry and cut up. Like this scarring tissue's fucking ridiculous. He's been stitched up, surgery probably so many fucking times in his face. That motherfucker, I Frankenstein. But it's like he's a warrior. I tip my hat off to him and give him
no one can take shots like Nate Diaz. No one can take shots like him. Like it does.
Nope.
It does concern me though, because at what point will those shots start adding up and he starts going in the direction like Muhammad Ali with all that trauma taking a toll? Like I would. It would. It would be so sad for Nate Diaz to go that route as well. For him to be like, for all that trauma to stack up and for him to start going like the same route as Muhammad Ali. So I don't want him to go that round and for him to eat all these shots just for the entertainment. But you gotta love Nate Diaz.
That's
you gotta love Nate Diaz.
That is just
he is such a badass. He is such a warrior, such a phenomenal fighter.
That is who he is, man. That's
like it sucks he's never won a belt in the UFC. He's always just been falling short from that. But like, god damn. He is a living legend in the
Well, he made a
UFC.
bold
He's a
statement.
guaranteed
He
Hall of
made a bold
Famer.
statement before his fight, talking about, "Oh, I'm never gonna retire. I'm always gonna be here." Everyone, people talk about they retiring and shit. Everyone's gonna retire at some point. I ain't ever retiring. So he's
I
gonna
hope
win
he
that belt
retires eventually.
eventually. He's gonna win that belt eventually. That's
I
all I'm
mean,
saying.
that's what Cerrone's been saying all this time, but he's on a
Cerrone's
five-fight losing streak.
Cerrone's on his way out. He's
Yeah.
about to get cut. Like Tyron really got cut after 4 fights. This is fifth loss, and you're not gonna get cut.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel like Cerrone's gonna get one more fight and then it'll be done.
We'll
He
see.
just the
We'll
fans
see.
want it too. We want him to get at least
I haven't
one
even
more
seen
win.
anything
That's
of
it.
him fighting next again,
Yeah.
like at all.
Well, he could. So Donald Cerrone, he could probably fight that dude that he got in a majority draw with. I don't know his name. It's like Nicolo or something like that. He was the one guy that did the up kick from bottom guard on Michael. Who's that guy?
Fuck, it's gonna bug me. I don't know. I don't think I remember, but I mean, he's got 5 losses, and you're still in the UFC. I don't know who else he could fight. Like literally, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Who you could literally fight right now that could literally be at your same skill level, if not younger than you.
I mean, it would have been great if he fought Diego Sanchez. That would have been a perfect matchup.
Or in a perfect
They were
matchup.
both on their ends.
2 wars, two back to back.
Probably just like for Cerrone, it'll probably be better for him to just take on like a
war animal fights.
a
Like
fresh
these
up and
fight
comer.
like animals every time. They get in there and they throw down, especially the Nightmare and Diego Sanchez. That boy is a stud, but at the same time, he's really like hit prone. Like, cause you know what I'm saying. He takes a lot of damage to give damage. And you know what I'm saying. And it sometimes doesn't really work a lot in his favor because a lot of people here fighting are really skilled. Like Gilbert Melendez really showed that in that fight with him and Diego. Gilbert Melendez,
But then Diego
Melendez
pulls
was landing
freaking
a lot.
monster. He starts throwing hands like, "Let's go!"
But then every few shots, Gilbert Melendez would drop him and shit, and his feet would buckle. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, and he doesn't care. He just keeps swinging. That's not smart. You need to lay back
and
readjust,
that damage gonna catch up eventually.
Probably scratch that. Don't think. You need to just know your shit, react, do what you do, and just be calm. It's your fight. It's not anyone else's but yours. You're in there having fun, and you're doing your thing. Both you guys signed contracts to hurt each other. Hurt this motherfucker. He's trying to fucking make sure you don't go home to your kids. Fuck that. You got to put food on your table and feed them motherfuckers. Break his damn leg. Like, damn, he's literally trying to break yours. Break his damn leg. Like, literally, he's trying to make sure you don't go home and see your kids. Fuck that. That's the mentality I see. I do everything for my kids. I love them to death. Do anything for them. Greatest day of my life when my daughter was born. I also have 2 little stepsons. I love them to death too. And it's like I would do anything for them. They're the world, and I'd be damned if I wouldn't be able to go home back to them by you hurting me and trying to.
That's the motivation behind fighting is like that's the mentality. It's like you're taking food off of my kid's table. That's kind of the mentality that a lot of fighters have and kind of have to keep that motivation going.
That keeps me pushing 100%. Not the fun, not the money, not the fame, not all the bullshit that comes with it. Just my family and God. Literally. Like, that is all I keep to my heart in my close inner circle. That's what's important to me, and keep being healthy and just doing what I love to do. I'm working a regular full-time job right now, but they got no venues open, and I'm working on getting my professional pro debut on October. That's what I'm working towards.
Oh, you're shooting for October?
That's what that's what we're negotiating. Yeah, we're going for October. So I'm gonna put on a crazy good show, and I'm gonna put everything on notice, the world on notice, the whole division on notice, and I'm gonna get that belt within the second fight. I'm gonna try to do my best because I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be a statement. It's gonna be something like, oh shit, this fucking guy's no joke. He's here. We got to put a good guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be some big. We can't be bringing no scrubs to the table. We're trying to bring some. I mean, I can't talk. I got a 6-5 amateur record, but that's amateur. That's experience building. Once you start a professional career, that shit goes away. This is the real record, and that's what I'm gonna thrive on 100%. Like, it's gonna.
And so right now you're trying to see about getting a fight in October. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when do you plan on training?
My work schedule is kind of messing with me right now, so I'm trying to fix that up. Once I fix that up, I'll have all the time in the world. So I'm just trying to get that straightened out. And then once I do, I'll have a lot more time on me to work out.
Yeah, because I know we plan on doing a lot of cardio together.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I plan on. I have big dreams, big places to go, big things to do. My skill
Hmm.
level is gonna take me there 100%. I believe in myself and my abilities, and that's never gonna shy away.
Just got to
So
put in the grind.
yeah, you gotta put in the work, to put in the work, and put in that fucking work. It shows when you go out there and perform. It really does. And the heart, the quit, the dedication, all that shit has to go with you. It is literally all in there with you when you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's not like some people in there just, oh, it's two people. It's besides the cage, it's two people fighting on the street. No, there's referees, there's rules, there's all kinds of shit. There's technique. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It ain't no
Mhm.
street fight that's just in a cage. It's legit shit. It's the show. This is the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is like something you'd want to watch. People pay money,
And the
celebrities, they
fighters
go
are
to this
protected
shit.
too.
Yeah, they're well protected. The referees are professionals. They know how to protect the fighters. They know what they're doing. It's entertaining. You know, you get money, belts, all that shit. Sometimes that doesn't mean shit to people,
Hmm.
but I mean to the right people, to some people it's a lot of, it's a big deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, I'm in this for just to get that belt. Just to get that belt, man. I just want to be a champion." It's like, you're already a champion right here, bro. That's where you're a champ. You're already a champ. A piece of fucking an accessory shouldn't make you a champion, in my opinion. Like, one
Hmm.
big ass shiny accessory shouldn't mean you're a champion. You're a champion in here when you put in the work, time, heart, dedication, everything to this sport, and you literally been doing it for years, years. You're winning fights. You know what I'm saying? You have
Hmm.
multiple fights. Like Adesanya. Adesanya is like, he's had like 80 something 79 kickboxing fights or some
Oh
shit
yeah,
like that.
he's had so
Not to
many,
mention his
and he only had one
MMA
loss.
career, which
Yeah.
is almost just about in the 20s to 30s now, almost.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's like
So
21 and
he's had
1.
over 100 fights. So that's what I would call a real fighter right there. Like, you are a real like, that's in my opinion a real fighter. Like, he's probably been doing it for a cool minute. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't
Mhm.
start just now or at a super uh adult young age. Like, he's probably started when he was a kid, teenager,
Yeah.
whatever, and literally worked his way up through all of the variations of mixed martial arts, which is what you're supposed to do. Get your black belt,
Hmm.
jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Thai, gi, all that shit, you
Yeah,
know.
because you've been practicing and learning this stuff since you were a kid too, right?
Yeah, I did my 4 years of high school wrestling, which helped me out, got my body in phenomenal shape, make me do things that I never thought that
Yeah.
I could ever achieve, and put my condition and physical better well-being shape.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
then,
what I love about the wrestling aspect. It's always a grind. It's
mhm,
always, you're moving, and you're
yeah.
always like, you're not quitting, because you're not going to let someone put you on your back and then lay on you. They're gonna lay on you and put you on your back and hold you there. Are you gonna let another man hold you on the ground? No, hell no. And like, a part of you needs to be like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna throw your ass on your back, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
break your goddamn collarbone when I do it, and I'm gonna pin your ass. So
Yeah.
it's like,
And
what's
then
up?
don't you
Like,
have
for
the
real.
experience too since before wrestling as well, just doing extra stuff as well?
Well, yeah, it's kinda. Well, yeah, you know, I did. The MMA part when I was when I was a little littler. They were kind of already showing us like mixed martial, like
Yeah.
wrestling, and
So
more
yeah,
in depth of the mixed martial arts game. Especially wrestling was really focused, but wrestling and jiu-jitsu was focused. We were sparring. It was like headgear, points, and shit. They were really focusing on that. But that alone helped my striking and my confidence
hmm,
skyrocket. Like, literally, I don't boast about it. I'm not a cocky individual. I am very humble. I don't talk shit. I literally have no reason to talk shit. I don't know you. If you don't have my phone number, like, if you have a problem with me, call me and talk to me, like, literally.
yeah.
And if you don't have my phone number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
Yeah. 'Cause
Quote by
I mean,
Christian Bale.
and like no matter what as well. I mean, no matter what, like we're gonna talk shit at times. We're human. There'll be times where we talk shit and just have fun, and especially since we're in the fighting world. So no matter what, talking shit is gonna be all the time.
It might just be just to build up the fight, hype
Yeah,
up the
it's
fight. It
just
might
to,
be just to get under your skin. It might just be to piss you off. It might
or
be
in
a
our
bunch of things.
situation, it's to provide entertainment. It's to provide commentary for MMA
You're
and boxing,
promoting
as
yourself in
well
this
as to
fight and the
just
sport.
entertainment.
You're promoting your fight, yourself, and the sport.
Yeah.
Literally, when you're doing all that shit. When you go personal, that's something entirely different. Khabib and Conor, that went a little personal, but
Yeah.
it showed what happens when you mess with personal livelihoods and people's wives, families, do stupid shit and think there's no repercussions or consequences. Now you got to see
Mhm.
me, like, literally, and that's what happened when it came to Khabib and Conor.
Yep.
He choked you out, bro, and it was, He was about that shit. He didn't want to talk. He said at the press conference, after you win or lose, you can shake his hand. Khabib said no. Why would I shake? No, I'm not going to shake his hand. Like there was
And then
not, even
Connor
if he
said it's only
lost,
business in the middle of the fight. I was like, no.
even if Khabib lost, he still wouldn't shake Connor's hand. So it's
Yeah.
like there's no like it was done. Connor said some things that were untakebackable, and it was like that was that. He said the things he said, did things he did, and you paid for it.
And
Sorry, Connor, that's just the way it flows.
and
Like
that
literally, you mess with people's families, you're gonna get the hard end of that fucking nail, bro.
yeah,
Literally.
and that's the thing. Like obviously, like casual fans of like combat sports and everything, they're not gonna understand the whole marketing and entertainment factor of trash talking and everything. But when you're more so interested in the community, there's a difference between trash talking and like saying shit for the entertainment aspect and provide commentary and whatnot and just to have fun, and then versus going on personal attacks. We're targeting like things that really wouldn't be a smart idea in
like you're just
in
trying
real life.
to piss
That's
this person off.
yeah, you're going for things that should be left alone. Like work is work. Keep work and personal life separate. But
Yeah,
then they
like
try
don't
to
sit
target.
here and talk about
Yeah.
my wife when we're about to fight. Like, why are you talking about what me
Yeah,
and my wife
like
do to my wife?
that's
Like,
something personal. That's not the right type of trash
how
talk.
she looks, what she does, what
Yeah.
she drives, like what me and her do, what I can do for her. Like, what does that have to do with us fighting? Fucking nothing. Like literally, all you're doing is just pissing me off, low key. And it's like I may not show it, but I may not show it, but I'll show it in the cage. Like literally,
Yeah.
period. Like,
Although you can never like you always gotta like laugh at Chael Sonnen. No matter what, his trash talking was legendary. That line with Tito about his ex-wife, that shit was clever.
he's like the bad
It was
guy. I
clever.
love that guy. He
It
said, "I'm the
suited
bad
it.
guy."
But yeah, that was like a personal
The
thing, but
bad
it was
guy.
like, damn.
He's like, I am the bad guy. He always
They don't call
labels
me the
himself as
bad guy for nothing.
He's like, the only person I know who uses their mouth for money is Tito's ex-wife. I'm just like, oh my god, dude. Chael is just on a good one right now.
Yeah.
Bro. He's on a good one. He's literally on a good one. He knows how to get in your skin, press the right buttons, and have a straight ass poker face, dude. He has the best poker face I've ever seen. He could say a joke with a straight face and literally not laugh at his own joke. But everyone
That's the
else
funniest
will.
ones too.
But
Because
everyone
it's all
else
like
will.
you don't know how to react, but then he's all like he's just really messing with you and you just can't help but laugh at that point.
It's funny, you know, it's funny. You know, some of the things aren't funny, some of the things are funny, you know what I'm saying? These are a little extra original, and some of the things are pretty like, oh wow, you did your research on this boy. So it's like it's funny.
Or
I know
just
that.
like times where it's like, okay, that was a little too far. Maybe you should have said that. It's a learning
There's
process.
a lot of things Connor shouldn't have said too.
Yeah. And it's that's how it is with trash talking.
It's promotion, dude. It's all about it is. You're promoting.
Yeah, you just gotta
promote the fight. You want people to watch it, so you say what you want to say.
Yeah, and it's all and
it
it's
pisses
like
you
at
off,
the same.
that's on you.
Yeah, and it's at the same time too. It's like we're not always gonna know the right things to say. We're gonna make mistakes and sometimes say the wrong thing.
You might speak in the moment because you're pissed.
Yeah,
or, you know
in
what
the
I'm
heat of the
saying?
moment. So you just gotta acknowledge it. You know, like acknowledge that maybe you shouldn't have said that, and then just not say it again later on and whatnot. But yeah, it's the fight game. There's so many different variables when it comes to entertainment, trash talking, because like a lot of the trash talking Connor would do, like against Dustin, for example, it's not personal. It's for the entertainment. And of course, more dedicated fans are going to understand that, but then you're going to have more casual fans like not understanding that part at all and just thinking you're
Like
most
that
like horrible
trilogy.
person.
Yeah, like people just have their own opinions and stuff.
Yeah,
and you know,
like
they don't have
our
to give a shit. They're
commentary is for
professionals. You don't
entertainment
see
as
them.
well.
You know how many comments and bullshit shits I'm sure they get every day by people that hate them or whatever, you know, that send them all kinds of bullshit. You think they respond to all those people every single day? You think they really go clap back?
You
They
just
sit
gotta
there
ignore
and
it.
take it with a grain of salt because they're professionals. They don't sit there and stoop down to a lower level like those haters, individuals that want to sit here and throw shade on your fame and hate because you're doing so successful. Just because you don't have what he has doesn't mean you have to hate and not like him. I'm not saying you have to like me. I'm just out there showing what I got, and they're paying me for it. They're paying me my worth because they see my talent, my skill, my heart, my dedication, all the things I said before. They see all that, so they want to pay me for my efforts. Like the NFL, you're good at football, let's pay this guy to be on our professional team because his efforts are so great. He's in college, he's D1, he has a fucking Heisman, he has all these accomplishments, he's got these tackles, no interceptions, touchdown ratio, all that shit, QB ratio. He's got all that shit. NBA, you got all these points. You score like 30, 40 points a game. It's like, we want that guy because he's so good in college. You're D1 in college. You're a stud on the court. Like, we want that guy to play for our team. You have a cause literally to our effect. Like, literally, or it might, or the other way around. Like,
Right.
literally, it's like there is reasons why things are happening and things are being done like the way they are. People are hating because you have something they don't have. They hate you for it because you have something
Yeah,
they don't have.
it's
That's
essentially
jealousy. There's a name for that.
when you project your hate on somebody else, oftentimes it's just things that you hate about yourself or your own insecurities. And that's why I don't. That's the thing that I don't like about like cancel culture and just like with how people attack each other on social media. They're projecting their own hate onto others for no reason. And like Paul Felder and that whole like exchange between Joshua Fabia, Diego Sanchez, Paul Felder, and the other like UFC team. Paul Felder was saying like, look, I get hundreds of messages daily of people telling me that I should kill myself and all this stuff. You just got to deal with it. It's like you can't stop it.
You can't stop it. You
It's
can't
just
go back at all these, fly to every one of these. I
yeah.
mean, maybe if you could, if you were a
Like
millionaire, but whatever.
like
no one's gonna go through that effort. But if you really wanted to go through all those shells, people, all those messages, like that's gonna be a long week for you, buddy. But I mean,
Yeah.
no one's gonna go through that effort. That's useless, stupid.
And
So you ignore
the more
hate.
that you
Who
dwell
cares?
on it, the more it's gonna
Is it
ruin
hurting
you as a person.
Yeah, is it hurting you? Is it hurting your relationship with God? Is it hurting your relationship with your lady? Is it hurting your relationship with your kids? If not, fuck it. Who cares about the hate?
See,
These
now
people
sometimes
are irrelevant.
sometimes it can though because of the toxicity of cancel culture and how rampant it goes. It does in fact lead to real life consequences where people
And those
are
people aren't
getting
woke.
where their people's families are leaving them or they're getting fired for arbitrary stuff and whatnot. It's just that's just the bad part about it, and it's like it's something like no matter what we're gonna get criticism for the things that we say and
Yeah,
do
and I just
whatever,
take it with a
and
grain
it
of
is what it
salt,
is.
man.
But if we
Yep,
dwell
it is what it
on
is,
all that
right.
stuff
You
that
said
we're
it,
constantly
so it's
getting
like-
if we dwell on the stuff that we're getting told, then at what point are we just going to be mindless drones following the cog of the cancel culture machine, or are we going to be individuals and just moving on from it, accepting the criticism, accepting that we have flaws, and just move on and do
Everyone
what we
has
can to
flaws.
improve?
No one's a perfect individual. I don't care
Yeah.
what anyone says. No one's a perfect individual. No
All
one's
you could
perfect.
do
No
is
one can
just
do
work
anything
to be a
perfect.
better person.
Just be the best you. That's all I would say. Be the best
Yeah.
you and best person, the best version of yourself you could possibly be every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, try to take everything with a grain of salt and just be positive. Keep all the negative energy out and just live your life. You know, like life is short. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you just got to
It's
roll with the
like-
criticism.
Gotta roll with it, brush it off, fuck it. There ain't no point in letting it sticks and stones. I'm sure you've heard that when you were little. You know what I'm saying?
And so I'm actually
You ain't
gonna.
got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. I know you all heard that one too. So it's like that's what Nate Diaz said in the press conference, ironically. We bring that up. It's like literally he said, you got nothing nice to say, man, I didn't say nothing. So it's like he's over here being chill. He's just here to fight. That's all he is, and I love that.
That's
That's
what I
why
love it
everyone
about
loves
Nate
Nate
Diaz.
Diaz. Always,
Yeah.
he's just there to fight. He don't care about none of that shit. He's just there to fucking fight, dude. And he's just a beast, a bully, and a monster. And I definitely commend him for his efforts in the fucking UFC 150,000%. I love seeing him on TV. I love seeing him fight.
I
Even
would love
smoke
to.
that ganja. I want to try some of that new kill strain he came out with, Kill 4209
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
he freaking toked up at the press
He
conference.
put
Nate
that shit under the
Diaz.
table, yeah. And he's
Bro,
like,
and he has a gym now. He has a gym. I think it's in it's in
especially
Cali.
after this, you know, he got some money. They
Yeah,
probably
he's
gave
had
him
a gym for a while.
probably gave him a couple M's.
Ever since the Conor McGregor fights, he got a gym. I would love to check out that gym and everything. It'd be so badass to meet him and everything, and to see like the shit that he does.
Calls that gym Kill 209 with a boxing glove and a marijuana leaf on it. That'd be
It's
dope if
badass.
he did some shit like that. I'd be like,
Nate Diaz was especially like him and his
Yay.
brother Nick were like the two biggest icons to push the whole push for legalizing marijuana and the aspect of the benefits it has for performance athletes,
Yes, thank the
especially in
gods
regards
it's legal in
to
Arizona.
recovering. You're not having to go through all this other shit. You don't have to worry about taking as much prescriptions and shit like that. And you have medicinal marijuana or even just CBD that's able to provide relief,
Yep.
reduce stress, help with muscle aches and a lot of the
I mean,
issues
it's in the
recovering
cure for
after a
cancer.
fight.
You know, it's
Yeah.
definitely a healing type of medicine. There's shit in it to help heal the body for people that
Yeah.
have really fucked up body nerve
It
damage.
helps with muscle fatigue. It helps reduce
shit.
pain, chronic pain.
It helps. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not chronic. It's not. It is the chronic, but I mean, it's not chronic to just getting you stoned or just being a brainless zombie that just you can't do shit. Those
It
are
could provide
stoners and
legitimate medical benefits.
It can literally help. It could literally save your life. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. It could literally save your life if it came
There,
down
like
to it.
you could actually go on YouTube and there'll be like
I'm
people that
almost
have like
100%
really
positive.
severe seizures daily, and they'll get a couple drops of CBD oil, and the seizures will
Yep,
stop
and they'll
within minutes,
stop.
and
Or
then they don't have to take those prescription pills.
cannabis oil, that works too.
Yeah, because then you don't have to rely on all these medications to constantly keep you from functioning properly, and then it comes with all of its own side effects. But then whether you're a performance athlete looking for the recovery use of marijuana, or you're just using it for actual medicinal use, if you have epilepsy or
Like,
things
there's a
like
reason
that.
why medical is so strong and so expensive, because they're charging or it's so cheap because those people literally need a
They
little
need it.
less. They need it, and not only that, they don't need that much of a hard dose like recreational users would prefer.
Yeah,
Like, recreational users would walk in there and
they
like
want,
buy
give me
an
your
ounce,
strongest shit, bro.
your strongest shit, an ounce of your strongest shit. Medicinal people will be like, I just need an eighth of some regular shit.
It's
Like,
like, I
literally.
just need this to help with my
I just need the
Parkinson's.
hell. I need like a couple joints. I need like
Yeah.
some edibles, some
I
gummies.
just want something to
Like,
help with my Tourette's.
those are people that literally use it for the medicinal purposes that they're good for.
Yeah, and
And-
that's why I like the fact that they put a heavy tax on the, like, obviously this is going to be unpopular opinion, but that's why I like the fact in Arizona they put a heavier tax on recreational use for purchasing marijuana, because if we're just going to leave that to be cheap, then the recreational users are going to exacerbate the supply chains, and then for the people that truly do need it for medical reasons, whether it's arthritis, Parkinson's,
Yeah,
or
fuck all it
anything
for everyone
else, neuropathy, multiple scoliosis, they won't have the resources to help treat it. And then they got to jump back onto the prescription medication because, oh, guess what? We don't have this
goes to
natural
overdose, pills, all that
herb
shit,
to
and
help.
They gotta start going back to the pills and all that shit, and no one
And
wants
once
to do
you
all
get
that.
on the pills, it's so hard to get off of it.
Like, yeah, I know it's a damn tragedy. I know so many people that literally, like, even some celebrities, like, you see them struggling with that shit. That shit ain't no joke. That
Yeah,
shit's
no,
not a
it's-
joke, man. That shit makes you feel some type of way, and you want to keep doing it. It's like, okay, well, this is what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people do it so much they don't realize that their body can't take the overdose. That's when it happens, and you die. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but like Mac Miller, for instance, they found traces of fentanyl in his system. Why he would put fentanyl in his body, I don't know, because obviously that's something that you can't consume to get you high. That's like something to put you to sleep or to heat or for medical reasons, legit medical reasons.
Yeah, it's usually
they give you a
it's a
small
really bad one.
dose
Yeah.
of fentanyl that puts you to sleep to do surgery on you. A small dose. They said even a little bigger dose of that small dose, that's the doctor said that would kill you. When I had surgery on my hand, my hand right here, she said that would kill you. That's too much.
It's just
way
as bad.
too much.
It's like, if it's not just as bad, it's worse than opioids. And so, like, if you have a natural herb, you have CBD, or you have just medical marijuana, you're not having to rely on these prescription medications to keep you ticking and going. You're not having to worry about all the bad side effects that stem from it, especially if you're using it for chronic pain and you're having to rely on like opioids for a long period of time.
You can definitely abuse the fuck out of them opioids.
Yeah, and
so you got to be careful.
and the
with
dependency
that.
it creates is
some
horrible.
might be a little stronger than others, and some might be like just hit you in 5 minutes. Some hit you in 10 minutes. Like, you don't know. So that's why you got to be careful how much you take and how your high is. Know your limits and just literally be close to God. That's all I'm saying.
And even when you're okay and you don't need to take the prescriptions anymore, if you yourself have addictive personality traits, or if the drug itself is just that addictive, just trying to get off of it is going to be such a horrible and difficult experience versus smoking a blunt or just taking a hit from a CBD
if you were to
pen.
stop trying to smoke cigarettes, weed, or just trying to stop smoking anything in general,
it's because the
hard.
dopamine crash.
Period. Like,
but if you're just like smoking a CBD pen or just like hitting a bowl or something, you're not gonna have the potential overdose risk with opioids, prescription drugs, and you're gonna have the recovery from it. Like, there's a reason why Nick Diaz have pushed and used it so much during their recovery period. You see how much damage they take. You know why they could keep taking? Because they get that chronic.
Because they get that good.
Because they also understand
Santa
marijuana
Claus,
can have
France
medical
and
benefits.
London and China all at one time while I'm taking a ride with Mario's back with Puff the Magic Dragon, watching Yu-Gi-Oh on a Sunday night, eating a bowl of cereal. All in fucking one. That's the type of shit that gets you going. That's good.
Oh my god. But no, it's we definitely went off topic, but yeah, but that's why it's like it has good valuable use, especially for recovering for athletes. But of course, because it's still illegal federally, there's still that issue there. But no,
Yeah,
it's
we still got the pow. We always got that fucking issue with the
yeah.
fucking cops and shit.
But
Yep,
now
here
it's
we are.
people in general are
Fuck.
kind of understanding and acknowledging marijuana is not as bad as it was portrayed throughout the 1900s, and that actually has a lot of medical benefits, not just for recovery from like in combat sports, for recovering from combat sports, or NFL or playing
And
basketball,
Ryan
but
Shazier,
also just for just regular
he
medical
barely like that
use.
boy barely recovered.
Yeah.
Ryan Shazier hit that dude with the helmet down. Hit that boy with his helmet down. Wrong way to hit. Paralyzed himself for like almost his whole. He was almost permanently paralyzed. He just now starting to probably walk again normally.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the sport you do, the specifics, and how you do it. Like you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain spots of the brain you get hit, bop, or whatever with you get hit with can seriously, severely damage the human skull.
Especially
So
if you get hit in the back of the head. Like that's the difference between street fights and sanctioned fighting. Like I don't like street fights or street fighting like period, because there's no like restraint. There's nothing stopping the other person from killing the other. Like I hate violence in that aspect. But yeah, for some reason when it comes to like UFC and combat sports, I love it. But it's because it's sanctioned,
it's
and they're not
sanctioned,
actually trying.
yes, right.
Like obviously
It's
they have the
sanctioned.
mentality of like I'm gonna kill you, but
Right.
they have their safeguards to protect the people from actually losing their life.
And they know what to do. Like even if you were to
It's full medical team on
somebody
standby.
and then they just can't move and shit, and then you're just like, and then they come in there and then they just like literally they look at your pupils and shit.
Yeah,
Make
and
sure,
there's a
okay.
whole medical
They
team
don't
on
let someone
standby.
just keep fucking sitting there punching while you're out cold on the floor. That's right there unsafe. That's
Yeah,
unsafe.
that could
That's
kill
what I'm
you.
not
That
like.
could lead to long-term permanent neurological damage, brain damage, everything.
That's bad referee. That's not safe. That's literally a possibility you take in there every time you walk in there.
Mhm.
Literally, you get starts. You can get hit 3 or 4 more times when you hit the floor. Like literally, just saying.
and
You may
circling
die, you may not. Like, it
and
just
that's
depends on where
circling
you
back.
get hit.
That's why I'm like long term. Like we're concerned for Nate Diaz. I don't want all those shots to like catch up to him, if you know what I mean.
I hate to say it, but it probably is going to.
Yeah,
That's how he fights. That's how he fights. He fights like a
but
bull.
he will go down in UFC history as a fucking legend.
It's a stubborn way to fight. I gotta tell you, it's a very stubborn way to fight. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
how he goes, and he
Justin
rocks it to the
Gaethje.
fullest, and that's how he is, and he ever gonna change. So
Yeah, Justin
ride
Gaethje
it
got
out,
the same
boy.
criticism because I think it was one of Justin Gaethje's coaches or like somebody that he knew that said it's like, look, if you're gonna keep on fighting like this, do you want to be able to actually get up and interact with your kids in the future? It was something like that, but it was just in regards to like the whole situation, like with
He
Muhammad
ain't
Ali.
lying. He
You
ain't
take so
lying,
many
dude.
shots for so long. Are you actually going to be able to function later in life?
Most likely not.
Yeah.
Because Muhammad Ali is living. Sorry, not, but he was
Yeah, no, he passed
living,
away, but
living, breathing proof of that.
yeah.
Literally. So Mike Tyson is questionable, but he's over here. My back is broken. Like he's over here hurting while he's boxing still because he's a monster. He's got the heart, dedication, the will. He loves the shit to the T, so he keeps it going. I'm sure his back was fucking hurting or was broken.
He's a dog.
But he don't give a shit. A lot of people continue the fight with broken hands, ligaments, arms, torn shit, fingers, toes.
Thiago Santos fought 4 rounds against Jones with both of his ACL and MCLs torn.
Yeah, I don't even know how you can stand with that shit like going on, like or move the way
He's
you
a
move.
monster. Like
I don't
he's a
even know
beast.
how. Like literally, I don't know how. I don't know how you fight with 2 torn ACLs and an MCL. Like, how do you do that? Are you bionic? Like, what the fuck are you made of? Like, what are you made of? Like, seriously, what is going on? Like, you can't even stand, let alone walk with 2 torn. You know that? You can't walk with 2 torn ACLs. You can't. There's no fucking way in hell. Your body will not let. You will fuck your shit up even more, which I'm sure he did after the fight. He fucked his shit up even more because he wanted to keep going. And if he was smart about it, I mean, I know it would have sucked. You should have took that L a little quicker, bro. And I'm not saying take a dive because you're injured, because you have the heart, you're strong, you know what to do, you're good. That guy's got some skill for sure.
But you don't want to ruin your career in the
You don't want to
process.
ruin your career short. You don't want to stop yourself short when you have potential to thrive past your years of experience, skill. You're trying to beat your limits of limitation. Like you're trying to go past the stars. You're trying to sit here and you don't want to cut all that short because you just of one fight and because you wanted to have bigger balls than
and
this
you
guy.
wanted to persevere.
Because
Like
at the end of the
there's the
day,
understanding of persevering, but yeah, it's like you gotta maintain your own health. Make sure you're not just killing yourself in the process.
at the end of the day, you want to go home to your family. You know, you want to sit here and live to fight another day. You don't want to just throw it all out there on account of anger, emotions in one fight, and then it's like, oh, you don't shake hands. Like, dude, don't sit here and be disrespectful because you lose. Win with class, lose with class, bro. It ain't easy. It ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you guys are fighting to the death in there. Like winner, loser. Someone's got to die. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the fight game. Like everyone says in their interviews and their kind, it's the
That's
fight
how it
game.
is.
It's how it is.
They all,
It's just
you
how it is.
including, you go into the cage understanding that you're putting your health on the line.
I've been blasted in the back of the head several hundred, like I mean, it's not several hundred, but I mean like a bunch of times in one of my fights, and I didn't get a call for it for some reason. Like only thing that was like red was the back of my fucking head, like literally my ears.
And that can cause severe brain damage.
He hit me. Yeah, it could seriously fuck you up. The nerve that connects from your brain to your spine to your head, like right here, the most important nerve that connects to your damn brain is right here. Like literally pretty much right there. And it's like,
and if you damage that nerve, you're going to damage your whole body in the process.
If you punch someone hard enough in that spot, that's a wrap for Johnny. Like that's literally like you're going to kill that person instantly. Yeah, because not only is their head bouncing off the canvas, headbutting the fucking shit out of the floor, you're getting punched in the back of the head as well. And so it's multiple traumas happening from the front and back. You're definitely going to be having some problems later on.
Yeah,
down the
and
road.
Especially if you do the damage there, your brain and your spinal cord isn't going to be able to communicate with your body properly.
That's when you start going out and shit.
Yeah, and that's when you start having the issues where you're not having so much control or anything over your legs or your arms because of that damage to the back of the head and everything in the brain and neurological trauma from it. It's impaired your brain and spinal cord, impaired its ability to communicate.
Right.
So it's like that's something else that you have to consider and that you have to watch out for and everything. Because like no matter what, you also have to watch your health. You don't want to go in there as a great.
I just go in there smart, confident, and
strategic
sharp at all times, and aware and elusive. The name of the game is to hit, not be hit. Everyone said, you know what I'm saying? It's
like Stephen Wonderboy.
No one's trying to be hitting there. You ain't trying to get kicked in the face, so don't. There's techniques to avoid that shit. If you do, you got caught. It happens all the time. That's combat sports. I mean, it's like you got slammed. Oh, you got knocked out in the slam. You shouldn't have let him grab your legs. You shouldn't have let him pick you up. There's many ways to prevent that. So it's like
it's a learning process.
Shit happens, bro.
That's why I like Stephen Wonderboy. That's why I like the way he trains. Like I would like to train like the way he does.
He's a good karate guy. Really good, precise, sharp.
And when he spars and he's training, he's not looking to injure. He's not looking to cause damage or get hurt while sparring. He's looking to learn.
Even if, all his loses, you're not literally, if you really think about it, you're not losing. You never lose, you're learning, right? You're learning. You never lose.
Essentially sparring and training in the gym is like reading a book.
I learn. That's what you have to do. You don't lose, you learn.
Yeah. It's all like reading a book. There's a process you have to go through. It's not any ups and downs. Well, there's going to be ups and downs.
Perfect example. Brandon Moreno and Figueiredo. Moreno lost the first one in a close one. Moreno went back and said, okay, I'm going to make a few adjustments. We're going to do this, this, and that. What happened this time? He got the W this time. He won this time. So, in other words, he learned from his first loss, thrived, and overcame his dream and won beat a champion and won a belt. First Mexican-born champion. Fuck yes, dude. First Mexican-born champion, babyface assassin, whatever. He's really good. He's got potential. He's got it all, literally. This guy can go places. I believe this guy, just because he has babyface, don't take him lightly.
I bet his next, I bet his first title defense will take place in Mexico.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really honorable.
That would be pretty badass. I think that would only be the second UFC event to take place in Mexico. The first one was Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens.
That'd be really honorable and cool.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty dope. That would be like Israel Adesanya said he wants his next fight in Auckland, New Zealand, his hometown, and I think that's really dope too against Robert Whittaker too. So like if Robert Whittaker were to win again, he would have learned from the first fight against Izzy. Even though I don't think that's gonna happen, I think Izzy's gonna top him over. I mean, he's gonna edge him again in their second fight. But I mean,
I don't think. Yeah,
I think he's gonna do a lot better than their first fight. Like Martin Vettori did a pretty good job,
but
but
he still lost.
other than putting his shorts on backwards and no one telling this dumbass about it. But it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? No one, I guess everyone you're a joke. Like literally, that's why no one said anything to you. I don't know why your coaches, your training partners, your own fucking girlfriend, your goddamn mother didn't say anything to you. Like no one said shit to producers. No one said shit to this fucking idiot. And they let him take the most important picture of his most important fight of his life.
Yeah.
With his shorts backwards.
I honestly didn't like the fact how like the media treated Martin Vettori, because say what you will, I mean, if he's not like the best looking guy, is what it is. But it's like, come on, they just kind of like left Martin Vettori out to dry, and like he was just kind of being treated like something to make fun of. I wasn't really liking that part.
Yeah, the song like made fun of the fuck out of him. I would do it too, dude. He talking all that shit at the press conference. You're gonna eat some words, and I'm gonna have fun doing it.
Yeah,
so
true.
You can. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion. I understand, but I'm gonna do my thing, and it is what it is, and I'm definitely gonna beat your ass and laugh while I'm doing it and make fun of you, especially if I know I'm winning the fight.
Yeah,
and all you're doing is grabbing me.
Did you see Izzy? He was making fun of Martin at the end of one of the rounds. He was like starting to cry. Like,
yeah, he's doing a little crying shit. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was because he did the eye poke and he took like 8 years to come off that eye poke and shit. Everyone takes like 2 seconds because they don't care. They're just like, I want to fight. I'll fight. Or you get jabbed in the eye.
Or like you're like Bilal Muhammad who got jabbed in the eye by Leon Edwards.
Like literally, yeah, that was bad. But I mean, it's like still, it's not up to I mean, if he can't physically see out of his eye, bro, that's not fair advantage. I'm not gonna go into battle with fucking a helmet and with a head helmet with armor helmet and no chest. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go into a shootout with no Kevlar and just fucking a helmet on. Like literally, I'm not gonna go to a knife fight with a fucking kitchen knife. Like and just a t-shirt. Like literally, people are gonna come prepared with bigger knives, bigger guns, Kevlar helmet, all geared up.
Come out with the samurai sword.
They come prepared. Yeah, they come with the shit. So it's like they're like, big difference. But yeah, but back to the topic at hand. Goddamn.
Oh yeah, so I've been waiting so long for Izzy and Robert to get the rematch. Robert Whittaker, I feel like he's just been thrown under the rug, which is bullshit. And I'm so glad he's getting
that second shot.
I'm glad he finally is.
No one's going over Whittaker. Whittaker's getting the rematch.
Yeah, especially because he beat Jared Cannonier, he beat Darren Till, he beat Kevin Gastelum. He was supposed to fight Paulo Costa, but then Paulo Costa was sick.
What a good fight.
Yeah, no, it's like they've been like just throwing Whittaker under the rug for a while now since he lost. So I'm so happy he's getting the shot back. Like, I'm still a bigger fan of Izzy than Whittaker, but you gotta respect and love the Reaper. Like, I don't think it's gonna end the same way.
I respect him as a fighter. I don't know him as a person, as a human being. So he's
a hardcore gamer.
I'm not saying I don't respect him as a man, as a person, but I don't really know him as an individual to say that I respect Robert Whittaker. He's a nice guy. I'm going off of interviews, fights. Little videos in the back. Like
he's always a chill. Like,
I don't know this guy. Like so
he's always a chill, super nice dude, and he plays a lot of video games. He actually really streams. Cool.
So does Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno's a big ass nerd too, and he's the UFC flyweight champion of the world. So he's got some skill, but he's got some power. People are sleeping on his power, and he proved them wrong.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's the real deal, and he's here to stay. Brandon Moreno.
Max Holloway. He live streams playing Call of Duty.
Who?
Max Holloway.
Oh, Max Holloway.
Yeah, he live streams.
The best boxer in mixed martial arts, right? Yeah, that dude's a force to be reckoned with. And I'm sorry, anyone who, you're crazy. He's the best boxer in sports history, period. I mean, not sports history, UFC history, period. Like, he's got precise technique. He's over here hitting Calvin Kattar with shit that I've never even seen. Like, literally, Calvin Kattar was on
the no-look punch.
The no-look punch, and then he dodged a punch while he's looking away, like, talking to somebody. Like, literally, while he's dicing him up, while he's still punching the guy, dodging, talking, and still punching the guy at the same time. 3 things at once. Like, who can do that? Like,
who else can give fighting? Who else can give a fighting lesson in the midst of a fight? Between him and Brian Ortega. He literally showed Brian Ortega how to throw a punch in the middle of the fight.
He told him how to block. He told him how to block literally after every punch.
Well, no,
keep your hand up. He pulled his elbow up like he was like he pulled his hand up like
And he
like that.
wasn't
Yeah, bop.
and he wasn't throwing his hooks right as well.
Yeah, you
So
need to
Max
keep
is
that
all like,
elbow up.
you throw it like this. It was so hilarious. But
You need
like,
to
who
keep
else
that
is gonna give you tips on how to fight in the
chin
middle of
down.
a championship fight?
He's literally telling you how to like keep going because he wants to like keep you alive long. He could literally probably beat you up within seconds of that fight, but he was just being smart about it, playing his strategy and his game. That's what they do.
Do
You
you
play
think?
your strategy, your game. If you don't, you fucking probably lose, or you just go off of muscle memory and your skill level is just peaked and you're really good at right now at this point.
Yeah.
But
What
that's just all coming with confidence, heart, dedication, skill,
Yeah.
ability, all
What
that
do you
shit.
think of Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez?
Holloway and Yair Rodriguez. Well,
That's an interesting matchup.
considering Yair Rodriguez hasn't fought in quite a long time,
True.
Holloway has fought in way more recently. I definitely think Holloway's going to win that fight. But I also think Yair Rodriguez
His
is
kicks.
definitely going to give him a run for that money.
Yeah,
and
especially with his kicking,
he
with his
is
kicks.
a very dangerous individual, a very dangerous fighter, and a very dangerous person to be in the cage with. He does crazy unorthodox kicks, and
That elbow against the Korean Zombie.
like you can't even see that shit coming. Like, yeah, I didn't even see that elbow coming from him. Like, where did that elbow come? I think
yeah,
that,
just literally.
in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't think he meant to throw that elbow. I think he did it off of reaction.
Yeah, I
like
think it was just a lucky elbow.
I think it was a lucky elbow, right? I think it was a lucky elbow, a knee-jerk reaction to dodge a punch, and he just flung his elbow up there. And the Korean Zombie, his head just happened to be right there, perfect spot at the right time, right place at the right time. He got lucky with that punch. If they ran it back, I'm sure it'd be a completely different outcome. I'm almost certain of that.
I feel like Yair would still win, but yeah, it would be a different outcome. It would just be a
I
different
don't,
means.
because he was losing that whole fight.
Yair was?
Yeah.
I thought he was
He
winning.
was all what we could pull it up. We could put it on this bitch. Literally, you guys can see it. Like literally, he was literally bloody and shit. He was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Korean Zombie is beating the shit out of him.
Well,
Literally,
Korean Zombie was already getting beaten up too. Like he was bloodied
getting
up
hit,
too.
but he wasn't cut. He wasn't cut at all.
I saw blood on him.
All his blood was that was all Brian Ortega's blood.
You mean Yair Rodriguez?
Sorry. That was all Yair Rodriguez's blood. That was all his blood on him. Like literally, he was just. And then he fucking like literally. We could watch the fight. Like literally, that shit was like he beat the shit out of that boy. Like literally, I'm sorry. He is the Korean Zombie, and no other person can take that name from him. He is literally coming at you, getting hit, fucking you up while he's getting hit with your best
he doesn't
shots.
blink.
Doesn't barely blink. I mean,
no,
shit.
like he
You
legit
can't
did an
blink,
interview.
like,
The freaking
can't blink.
the Korean Zombie. He doesn't blink during the fight. Like he said he purposely doesn't blink. Period. Because then he said that it's when you blink that you miss the biggest shots.
You missed the biggest shots, or you missed a shot coming at you. One of the two.
Mhm.
It's always
like,
the shot
how can
you see.
not blink
It's
in the middle of a
always-
fight?
It's always the shot that you don't see coming that puts you down. That
Mhm.
is a phrase. Like it's always the shot you don't see coming that puts you down. So it may be blink. It may be a blink, millisecond, second. Doesn't matter. It literally could happen like that. That's knockouts happen quick all the time.
That's how
like,
Jake took out Ben. It was just
people are,
because caught him that one.
Like people just literally just oh shit, fuck. Like they just they get out of their chairs and they're like, what the fuck happened? Like they're like blown away because that knockout happened unexpectedly, real quick and in a crazy fashion. Like you know what I'm saying? And that's just like nuts. Like so, it's like no one expects that. So that's why people stand up, get out of their chairs, flip their shit. It's an interesting knockout, and it was unexpected. That's just the way I look at it, in my opinion. But it's like this shit's crazy. Fight game's crazy. Anything could happen.
Yeah,
you should be
anything
prepared
can
for
happen.
anything. Anything could happen, but these TikTokers and YouTubers getting on here now. Ever since Jake Paul's over here running his mouth, now people are calling him out, and I think it should be the other way around. I don't think anyone should be calling this bum out just because he does YouTube. You call him out.
It's just because people want to put him in his place. They don't like the disrespect in regards to the hard work that they do, and I can understand that. It's like look, there are fighters and boxers right now that have spent 10, 20 plus years grinding every day at the gym just to get a single moment of glory and fame from fighting. And then you have Jake Paul and Logan Paul who don't have that 10, 20 plus years of grinding, who already have the fame and fortune to build and capitalize off of. So I can understand the frustrations and the disrespect there. And
Right.
like it is what it is. It's like you spend so many years trying to do this stuff and get that fame and glory, get that McGregor money, get that Floyd money, get the status of Canelo or any of these greats, and then you're seeing that all of your hard work is getting washed over by somebody who's just now jumping in. So I understand 100%. Yeah, I understand 100% all these fighters wanting to take them out because it's
Even if they
you're
can't fight,
washing over my 20 plus years of dedication to the
or you're
sport.
trying to, or you're trying to take my
Yeah.
whole life's work away from me. You really think I'm gonna let some
Yeah.
YouTube TikTok little bitch do some shit like that? No, I am so terribly sorry. I'm not gonna let you humiliate me. You do nothing. You do not work harder
Yeah.
than me. No,
Yeah, and
no.
that's why he needs to prove it. Once they start getting more fights under their belts, then they'll start getting that
Go
respect
fight
and
real people.
everything.
That's the last
Yeah.
time I'm gonna say it.
E-
Go
even
fight real
even if
fighters,
it's
not retired people. Real
yeah,
fighters.
even if it's not that great of a box or anything like that. Like Logan was talking about this too.
Canelo,
Like
Pacquiao, Charlo, Triple G. You got all these people out here like you guys can box. These are real fighters.
well, no, so that
Shakir Stevenson, that dude, the 21-year-old, he's even fucking. You guys can box him. He's 21-0.
yeah.
He's coming up, dude. That you can
Well,
even
so
go box him.
well, so like I think the smart route for them is to fight kind of like how like boxers and UFC fighters
Olympic
they'll
medalist.
they'll fight people that they'll I wouldn't say they fight bums, but they'll fight people that kind of have like a iffy record that will help kind of like build them up.
Or they pad a record. Like a lot of people, you
Yeah.
pad your record. You fight shitty people, and just to build a record up to get to a point where you want to get to.
Or
When
just
you
to
start,
build the experience.
just because you do that doesn't mean you're good.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't mean you're good. You have to fight people that are ranked, that are literally in the rankings, that are literally blowing people out, that have a shit ton of fights. You want those fights. You want people that are your size, your weight, your speed, the mirror image of you. You want to damn near fight yourself. That's what you thrive. That's what you want to shoot for.
Yeah.
If you happen to get an advantage over your opponent, there you go. You should already be winning right now already. If you see holes in the game, watch tape, watch anything you can do to get an advantage over your opponent. You can do so much literally just by watching. Like it is insane. You don't even have to do, you could just watch. But at the same time, you also need to touch. You need the senses to touch, feel, to get the motion muscle memory into your brain implanted, period. So it's not all just that. But I mean, everything's all one big fucking circle, literally.
Yeah, you got to combine the mental and strategical awareness, combine it with your ability to physically respond and act on those plans and mental thought process and to coordinate it effectively.
It's harder than you think, right? Like,
especially too because it's like
it's not hard to do YouTube and shit like that. I'm sorry, but it is hard to fight real people with real skill, real talent that really do this.
Yeah,
so
like
you know what I'm saying,
like the this one of the days that I sparred at the gym. It was the one after we had done. I sparred like 2 or 3 different guys. The second guy that I sparred, he clearly was a lot better. He was clearly had a good few years under his belt of boxing, and so me and him sparred, and he was outworking me. I couldn't be able to break through. He kept on countering my shots. Yeah,
because you probably came back and did way better than that. All right.
Yeah. Well, not against him. Once we switched to the next guy, which I was talking about, he was like 6'3" or so, and I managed to clip on the eye.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, him.
Like one of the coaches that Fringano was working with. You're a big window. A lot of people like to break windows. Don't let people break your windows, because you let them break your windows, you're gonna lose. Like literally, you're tall, you're big. You don't have to sit there. People love breaking windows, and you got a lot of windows.
Yeah,
like literally. So it's like you gotta literally know how to like use your body, like your weight. Logan Paul can do that beautifully.
But and it's this and the skill difference too between the guy that I had sparred who had several years of experience and now he was just picking apart and already knew how my game was versus a guy afterwards who was still in the learning process, and I was able to be pretty effective against him.
Yeah, like I said, you were better.
Yeah.
Than the first time. You're better now than you were when you started, which is the point. You're learning, you're getting better, experience is growing, your skills growing, everything is growing.
Yeah, because like
your mind's there.
As much as I've grown up watching MMA and following all this stuff since I was a little kid, but as much as I like see it and everything, seeing and like watching the stuff doesn't always translate to physical capability. So that's why you go in there and you get the physical training to be able to
you do that
match
muscle
things up.
It gets muscle memory and it gets implanted into your brain muscles while you drill. That's what drills are for.
Yeah.
You run the drill over and over and over and over and over again. Eventually, that shit's gonna be
ingrained,
stuck to you like a t-shirt.
Like some of the drills that I had to follow, like they the the coach over at AZ Combat Sports, and he was like showing.
And I met the guy. He's a cool coach. He's a good guy.
Oh
UFC
yeah,
coach. He's a cool guy.
yeah, he's a great guy. He was
Professional.
showing me. He told me, it's like, this is
Real
where you want to
professional.
get to, and he referred to Kevin Napadad and the guy that he was sparring with like the pad work and just knowing and having it down to a T. They could just do the 1, 2,
God,
3s,
sparring
get
with
the
him was
whole
fucking
drill like
nuts.
fast. They
I
could do
wanted to
it
hit him with
fast.
so many good uppercuts, but he was just going for my body so good. He did like the same body shot like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, God damn, I got to step off for a second, dude. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
he's got some hands. His body shots are nothing to fuck with. I tell you that. But I mean, I got my shots in there. You know what I'm saying? I got my shots here and there. But I was playing a different little game because I didn't have my mouthpiece that day.
Yeah.
And that's not an excuse. That's a legit fact. Like I didn't
Yeah,
have a mouthpiece. So
we neither of us. It was kind of like a last minute thing.
yeah, I had to keep my head low. I had to play some shit, and so I had to play some games, and it's not how I fight. So it's like if it was really fighting you with a mouthpiece, it would have been, in my opinion, a different story. Like it probably would have been even, or I mean, who knows? You know, who knows? But I'm saying he definitely bested me in that the little sparring session. He's a really good fighter. He's the real deal. And he told me some shit just to keep going, to keep doing what you're doing, and you'll accomplish your dream. Keep fighting, you'll get here soon. Like literally. And so I'm
Just gotta keep working
100%
hard.
taking that to heart, and I'm gonna keep working hard, pushing myself until I get to where I want to be. Literally. So I'm taking that. Maybe one of these days we can get a fight down the road, me and him in the UFC at 145 pounds. Who knows? Like literally, that I'd have a good time mixing it up with you, bro. I'd have a good time displaying my actual skills against you in the cage. I really would. I think it'd be an entertaining fight. I think we'd get fight of the night, and I think it'd be really fun for the fans. I think it'd be awesome, honestly. I think that'd be me and Nadvidad or whatever. You know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nadvidad, but
Yeah, Kevin Napadad.
I think that'd be pretty interesting. Like people, I'm well known in the local area, and he's probably well known out there in Phoenix. So you know, I'm saying it'd be a good bang for your buck on the show part on the card. So, I mean, I'm just putting that out there. I think of just promoters. I think you should.
Yeah.
I don't know, any promotion, like just putting that out there.
Yeah,
Think you
it
should
just
kinda make
gotta-
that happen.
Well,
You know, if you want to make that happen,
a future working goal, your 5-year plan.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
definitely a part of my 5-year plan, if not
Yeah.
sooner.
Yeah, just gotta, and it all starts with like starting to the grind sooner the better.
Like that's where I want to be there quick because I'm trying to get there soon. So October is gonna hit, and I'm gonna be really active after October.
Mm.
So it's gonna be like maybe a few months after that.
Yeah, and then you're gonna start doing
maybe March or February, April. Maybe in April I can get something in. Maybe in February I can get something in. You know what I'm saying? Like little months apart, couple months apart, whatever.
Yeah.
A few months apart, I can get a good camp in. Anything I got to do to get ready, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
and plus, and like right now,
fight
it's like
game,
once
you know?
once your work schedule clears up, because you're gonna do
I
the
gotta get that
Quarantino
under
challenge
wraps.
as well, and we're gonna do that together to help improve the cardio.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys
Yeah.
gonna love that one for sure. That's gonna be fun times.
Yeah. I think we're
Yeah.
actually all done. We pretty much
got-
covered everything.
We got everything up in there.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, we pretty much covered everything.
Well, it's been a blast.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. We covered so much stuff. But
And it's been a fucking. I love it, man. I could talk for hours, but shit.
yeah, but hey, yeah, thank
It's
you
dope.
guys so much for watching.
It's a real
It was a
treat.
great trip. Yeah, had fun talking to you, man. It was great having you
it's
back
always
on.
a pleasure. Always
Yeah.
a pleasure.
But yeah, again, if you guys
Very
haven't
lucky.
already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Remember, at 100 subscribers, I'm going to do the Ghost Pepper Challenge. It's going to suck, especially because, I mean, I'm a white boy. I don't do spices very well, but I'll do it.
Subscribe.
But yeah, subscribe, hit that notification
Hit
bell.
that
Give us some
shit.
feedback too. Comment, like, do whatever.
Hit
You know,
that
maybe
shit.
some things that we'd want to do in the
Hit it.
future you guys can comment on. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.